Hello, hello, hello. It is Elsid 932 on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us. We are here for Married at First Sight Austin. We are covering episodes 5 through 7, but if things from 1 through 4 pop up, we will address it. So come in, come in, come in. Hit that like. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you're leaving comments below if you are on the replay. So it has been a week. Okay. It has been a week. We are getting 3 episodes every week now for maths, and we are enjoying it. Hey, Ari, marking her spot. Okay. How are we marking the spot? Because we have some dogs that have entered the cast. Hey, Toya. Hey, Cheryl Davis, and everybody else that comes in. Just come in. Hello, hello, hello. Um, Trey, what were your thoughts about this week? These 3 episodes. Your general thoughts.
Um, you're starting to see why some people are in the position where they are in life, and then some, you're like, okay, I can see the future. It's not going to be easy, but you got some chances here. As long as they don't get in each other's way or themselves. And then you got some diabolicals, like people just can't help but self-sabotage everything that they touch. You know.
It seems so. Just to answer, there was going to be 14 episodes this season, as they are putting it. Um, Episode 13 will be a decision day. I'm guessing episode 14 is going to be a reunion of some sorts, but they say there are 14 episodes according to them. Okay. Who would you like to start with first, Trey?
Let's go ahead and get our they're not the elderly. The next elderly statements are Chad and Belinda.
You know I got smoke for Belinda this week, right? You
Yeah,
know I got smoke for Belinda.
I want to hear what kind of smoke you got. What you chiefing on?
First of all, thank you, Chad, for telling Belinda to stay out her daughter's marriage, because she's fine. She with her husband. Stay out her relationship. She want to jump into that ocean because her husband say, "Please, honey, pretty, please." Let her jump. Also, Chad, we did not need to hear about you only dressing, 3 or 4 days a week. That was a joke, I know, but we didn't need to hear it. But Belinda, that dog of yours, your dog constantly barking at Chad, but no one on production. Your dog got no behavior. You need to train your dog. You need to train your dog if you have a gentleman caller, okay? But the dog constantly barking at Chad, not viciously, y'all. Just every time Chad walks by, the dog walks up and gives him a little 3 bark. Hello. We need to cut that out. Okay? We need to cut that all the way out. Now, Chad, I caught you, and if y'all watching my shorts, I caught Chad, twisting his neck to look at the waitress who took their meal plates away. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I saw him breaking his neck to to have a look-see when the waitress left with their plates. But that
I
dog,
don't agree, but okay.
I know you don't agree. That's why I brought it up. Toya says the dog knows something ain't right. Dogs and kids have a sixth sense about people. Now, Chad, it was, Belinda loved it. It was romantic. You came in there a little tipsy. I'm only saying tipsy, y'all, because he remembered which door was his. Now, if production had to guide him to which door was his home, I'd say he full on drunk. But he was dancing, doing a little 2-step, and he was dancing with his wife. Okay? Dancing with his wife, because she said she wanted to dance. And he said, "You make my heart sing. You are everything to me. That's why I love you. I love you, woman." Chad, Chad had me telling him off and had me laughing at him and with him this episode. I know you don't agree with me. I know you don't agree. Roadshow, yes. Chad was looking. Chad was looking at the waitress leaning his neck.
First of all, he ain't got no neck. So he went. So you know, this leaning is false.
He had to turn his head with a neck. Come on now, he ain't got whole
He ain't
neck.
got no
He,
neck. No,
he ain't got a long neck, but he got a neck.
He ain't got no neck. He ain't no neck, Chad. Stop it. Okay, that's
And
how I
then
know this is false.
and then he had to point. He had to point. He had a run in with production. Like production, know Chad is the type of man that he gonna sit there and dang, I forgot what I was about to say. We know you've been with them for days. They know how you behave, Chad. So them prodding you, saying, "Oh, say something nice," or you were going to say this, or you were going to say that. Well, get dong it. I'm trying to have a conversation here, and you're just butting in. Give us some time. There's only so much film in the camera, Chad. Okay, I know it's digital, y'all, but it's only so much film.
Go get on the card.
Chad was not having it with production. Say, I'm tired. You ready to go to bed? But he had already stood up, and Belinda was embarrassed. And I know you got a different take on him turning his non-existent neck to look at the waitress. But bring it, Trey.
Now it's not existent. Now it's not. Nah. You say he had a neck. I say it was non-existent. You ain't about to take my point. Nah. First of all, this is what Elsa like to do. She thinks she saw something, so now she got to change the facts around to fit what she saw. Let me tell y'all what happened. Let me tell you.
It's in the shorts. If you need to see it, I got 10, 20 seconds short.
That's a clip. That's a clip of the short. It's a clip. Let me tell y'all what happened. First, you got to set the scene up. Okay? Chad and Belinda are having a nice dinner. During the dinner, he is trying to give words of affirmation to her about how he feels about her. Okay? But let's be honest, he started to stump himself. Now, let me tell you why he stumped himself. Because he's been doing this for days now. At some point in time, you're gonna run out of something new to say. Okay? And start retreading. And no one likes to retread. So he started to get a little frustrated. Production saw this and decided to interfere in his conversation with Belinda by helping him. Saying, so Chad, do you mean like she's nice? Do you mean this? How about this, Chad? You want to say this, whatever? And Chad got a little upset.
Because we ain't got time to be waiting here all night for you to finish.
I understand it. I get it. But in his mind, production was interfering with his meal with Belinda and trying to put words in his mouth. Chad was frustrated and getting angry. And he was trying to check his anger. But it wasn't working because he was being very biting towards production. It was at this moment the waitress comes in, reaches over Chad's shoulder right when he was speaking, grabs his plate. If you notice, his fork was still in his hands. His fork was in his hands, about to reach into the plate. She grabs the plate and walks away. Chad looks this way when she grabbed the plate away because he's watching the plate. Then he turns his body, because he doesn't have a neck, he turns his body to the left. And you look at his eye line, there was no looking down. He was looking straight across and then up. That means he was looking at that plate, and then he looked at the waitress like, where you going with my plate? I wasn't finished with that. I was still eating. He was upset. But he had to check himself. Yes, I'm setting it up because this is what happened. The facts. We're going to step with the facts. Not about how we feel about the facts. We're going to step with the facts of the facts. Yeah, that's the facts. That man was upset because she took his food. I got mad. I was like, hold on, you ain't going to be taking my plate. I'm in the middle of eating. No, stop. Put it back. But he would have started biting off at the waitress. Don't want to do that. He could see Belinda getting frustrated because of the embarrassment, because she had it all on her face. He's mad with production. He immediately stood up. You ready to go to bed? Let's go to bed. But Chad did do one good thing afterwards that you're going to acknowledge, and you know it's true. He was laying with Belinda in the bed, and he grabbed her hand, and they laid hand in hand. He asked her, do you want to talk about what happened? How do you feel about it?
Co-production probably told him to do that.
Nah, don't matter. We ain't heard production, so we're gonna say it's Chad out there. Chad took it upon himself, knew that the situation, he did not look his best. And he probably upset at Belinda. Because his exact question was, do you feel like I was wrong with what I said towards production or not? And she made a statement responding, it's how you know, he asked her, do you feel like I mistreated them? She's like, it ain't about you mistreating them, it's how you treat anybody. She
Respect.
did not, yes, about respect. She felt like he did not show respect in that moment. Chad acknowledged it, I understand, and apologized to her for acting that way and said that he would try to improve that. He took accountability for the situation. He wasn't looking at no little booty. He was looking at that plate
I didn't
that
see
was
his
taken
eyes.
away from him.
His eyes could have moved. You ain't need to
No,
move your
his
neck to look
eyes
at no
was
no
straight.
booty.
His eyes was straight at the plate. Waistline. It didn't go below. It didn't look at no booty. It stayed waistline. The plate was held right here. And then he looked up at the girl. Like,
They
why
could
did
have
you
been
take my plate?
they could have been in a sunken dining room. That's why he looked up.
Well, first of all, where the heck were they? What room was that? It was just black all around. I was like, where are they?
I think it was nighttime. It looked like a glass room, and it looked like it was nighttime outside.
Was it glass? I thought it was just a dark room.
Yeah, it looked like a private dining room. Or
That
a little bit
weird.
of
That was
private
weird.
corner. Yeah, it would look very weird. It looked very weird. But he ain't
All I
gonna
saw was
distract
black
me from the fact
walls.
he looked.
Yes, at his plate. He looked at his plate. Where's my plate?
You say plate, you know,
Plate.
that could be a plate too. That's a flat
Nah,
surface. She didn't have no booty, so it could have been
we're
that.
not serving book tops on plates. We're talking about the plate of food that he was obviously, because you go back and look, he had his fork in his hand. He was doing this, and she grabbed the plate. Like, what you grabbing my plate? You see me eating. That happened to me once. So I was like, no, you ain't gonna take my plate. You see, I'm trying to finish food. Why are you taking my plate? I will call you when I need you to clear this section out. You see me eating. I'm just struggling right now to get my words out, to my wife about how I feel about her in this situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm having a little difficulty right now, because it's been a long day. I'm stumbling over myself.
I don't want to hear all that.
Trying to get my thoughts.
I don't want to hear all that. All day you had some sun in your face and whatever. Long day of filming. I saw you look at the waitress while she was leaving. I don't care if it was the plate of food you were looking at. You were looking in her direction.
Yeah, with anger in his eyes.
And you can't see the plate. You can't see the plate because her back is to you. So what else are you looking at but her boo-hootie?
No,
that's what you're looking at.
He's looking through her back to the plate that was taken from him.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I'm gonna stand on Chad got a wayward eye.
Chad got a wayward eye because his plate was taken from him. How would you feel, Chad, if someone took your food from out in front of you that you were actively eating?
So let's take this question then, Trey. So the plate grab is the reason he couldn't find anything nice to say about Belinda?
He was saying nice things for hold on, Miss Toya. See, okay, we're not about to conflate the situation that he was trying to find something nice to say. He's been saying stuff. He's been saying nice things about Belinda for days now. At some point in time, you're gonna run out of nice things to say. I don't care who you are. It happens.
But we just met.
Retreading. You're going to start retreading your words. How many times can I say I appreciate you? How many times can I say, oh, I'm just liking you so much?
You make my heart sing. You make everything groovy.
I mean, yes, he probably should have started. He probably should start doing song lyrics. I probably would have pulled that out. God's honest truth. Hit you with some lyrics, boom. Make that shit sound good when I say it too.
I'm sorry, I still got smoke for Chad on that, but I got smoke for Belinda. What about her dog? She needs to train that dog, and the dog don't need to be in the bed. It ain't one of them little dogs, neither. You ain't got to lie, Craig.
Come on, Bob. Nobody's saying it's a lie. I think he does like her.
He does like her. He does
I think
like
he
her.
likes her a lot.
No, he talking about
You
she talking about high vibe talking about the lie about he ain't looking at the waitress booty on the way out.
know? Nah, he likes her.
But
He
what
just
about
likes
that
people.
dog? That dog is a full-size poodle style dog, and the dog sleeps on the bed.
No,
Next on chat, yes, the dog sleeps in the bed.
no, it been a no for me. No, get off bed.
Oh,
Get off bed. See, there's two issues I'm seeing with the dog. These dog situations. Number one, y'all, just just because you like pets or you like dogs doesn't mean you probably should have one. Okay, okay. Ultimately, you are ultimately responsible for that pet and its actions. You are. When your pet has bad behaviors, it always starts with you, not the pet. It's going to start with you and your training of said pet. The dog, like you said before, the dog wasn't barking in like anger towards him or whatnot, but you can't allow the dog just to keep barking every time he comes into the room either. Like you set
that
bad
irked my
behaviors.
nerves.
That's a bad behavior precedent. You can't do that.
And it's a bad behavior. It's not the dog being aggressive in any way, but the dog is acknowledging the Chad has entered the room. It has to be like, Belinda, you need to tell Chad or the dog or whatever. Maybe the dog needs acknowledgement. Maybe Chad's interaction with the dog isn't where the dog is just comfortable around him to just lay there. But if every time I'm walking from the bedroom to the kitchen to the bathroom, you coming up to me or you just barking because you see me, I have a problem. I have a serious problem. And then Chad said, no, my dog don't sleep in my bed. They sleep in their bed.
Yeah.
And the cat
Except for
sleeps
cat.
wherever she wants,
Yeah,
but not in the bed.
Cats. Yeah.
Not in the bed. I'm sure Chad's cat, which is cats are trainable.
Yeah, they
Chad's
are.
cat ain't in the bed neither.
Probably not. Did you have an issue with that question? Yes. I don't know if the dog's telling Belinda something. It could not be. You have to look further along. The dog could just be barking, Yeah.
We leave space for that. That the dog knows that Chad ain't it. Or the dog know that Chad gonna be training him, and we ain't about that life.
Or since I'm giving alternative viewpoints tonight, or the dog is barking at Chad for training. She don't know how to handle me. Help me. Train me.
Train her to train me.
Yeah, here's the funny thing. If you notice, and we're going to talk about another couple with a dog. Yeah, we're talking about this dog barking at him, but I'm still noticing that the dog follows him around.
Yes.
Yes.
The dog realized an alpha is in the room.
The dog is telling they're following that person around. So whatever energy he's giving off, they like it. Mm-hmm. They like it. So
yeah, I think the dog is running up to say, "Hey, Chad, hey," to get his attention, whether it's a pet on the head or to get a treat or whatever. And I think the dog wants Chad's attention.
Yes, that's basically what I'm looking at. What it is. But my second question is: did you feel a way about Belinda not going to his daughter's crawfish event?
His daughter's?
Yeah, that was part of the thing.
When you say crawfish event, I saw them do crawfish.
No, Chad had to go to someplace else when he left the note. It was for his daughter. It was for his daughter, but it was some type of event, like a crawfish party or something.
Oh, I didn't know it was a crawfish. I know he had to leave for an event.
Yeah, it was for his daughter.
I didn't have a problem. I didn't know. I figured this was something planned way before this.
So.
I also figured they cannot film, so that's why they couldn't really show it and they couldn't really go there. But I don't have a problem with that if she doesn't go to the event. Maybe she didn't want to go and leave the dog by themselves at the apartment.
I also felt like I think Belinda had to work that day. She probably couldn't.
Right. I didn't feel from her end that she was disappointed. So that's why I didn't put too much weight on it. Now, that crawfish that they had, I'm gonna need a little more seasoning in there, okay? Just a little bit more. But I have no problem with if you want to cook and just throw it all out on the table. But we in Austin. How is it Belinda ain't never had crawfish?
Mm, crawfish is it's in Texas, but that's still more of a Louisiana thing.
Yeah, but she's traveled all over with her husband, who was a baseball player.
That don't mean
I
there
I,
was out there eating crawfish like that.
I just you know what? I'm an adventurous person. I'm gonna try what y'all have out here.
Like I say, in Texas, you got to go down like near Galveston or deep closer towards Louisiana border near Texas to really get crawfish like that. They have it, but it's not going to be like prevalent
Now,
throughout
now it's
Texas.
it's not very appealing to be eating that on camera with the sounds you're gonna be making.
Got to suck them heads out.
Pun intended. Okay. And he's teaching her how to turn it and twist it. I like that her son was able to come, but if y'all look at it, his daughter wasn't able to be there. So I'm also thinking the daughter may not be close by. Maybe he had to go a
Yes,
very far distance
he
for
did
her
say it was a
event.
few hours. He said he had to
Yeah.
travel a few hours away or
Yeah, and
wherever that
maybe he
was.
didn't come back right away or he was coming back late, but her son was able to be there. I thought that was very endearing that this was one of their family meals together.
Yes,
But the son said his mama about Chad. I don't know.
we just his what it is. I tell you what it is. And I'm about to I might pop some bubbles here. I might pop some bubbles. We are equating a certain we are equating a particular trait to Chad. Two things that we are equating to Chad. Because of his background and some of the stuff he said, we think he's going to have some anger issues that's going to pop up later on.
Mm,
On top of that, we're already seeing that he may have some political views that
mm.
that some people may not going to be equating with. Here's where I pop the bubble on you at. Okay, Belinda may be on the same track as him
Oh.
on these views.
Mm, 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 mm.
So y'all trying to equate it towards him, like, oh my God, watch out, Belinda, when she's on the same wavelength.
She is. She
Okay,
is. She is. Oh, she is. When she was gushing about that flag.
she's on the same wavelength. They speak the same language
Yeah.
because you can't tell, especially when the mass people are matching people, whatever. They don't bring it up as much these days, but they still try to match people according to some religious views, political views. Yeah, they still try to match up. If you say in your questionnaire, yeah, I want someone who's Republican or Democrat or whatever, or you don't care, they take that into account because that'd be too crazy to automatically put someone who believes die-hardly in one thing against someone who is total opposite. That's just crazy, crazy.
Well, we do have that with one of the couples. I mean, we gonna get there.
Yeah.
But
And I'm sorry, if you're gonna call it a red flag to him, you gotta add Belinda in it too.
yeah,
Keep it fair.
she is. She is.
She's right
She was
along with him.
she was loving that flag. Um
And
I'm
that means the
sorry.
other couple is too now. You know what that means. The other couple
Right.
is too.
Mm, mm.
Mother and daughter.
Oh yeah, mother and daughter, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they along with it. He towed the line along with them too.
Yeah,
So
because if you look at his political viewpoints when he does kind of put it in jail just a little bit,
mhm,
Belinda seems to align or agree with it.
mhm,
Okay? But remember Belinda also grew up not grew up but was in a marriage where there was some privilege with money since her ex-husband was a baseball player.
mhm.
So it may be on her end is financial
Could be.
because she was of a different tax bracket. And we learned that because her daughter disclosed how they lived. Okay?
Either
So
way, parties align.
yes, yes, I do think and it was real hard. I had to pause and catch myself with that because I was like, Miss Garcia, okay? And then I had to pull back and realize she is aligned with Chad in that regard.
Mhm. Absolutely.
And it's for me. For me, looking in, and I don't know these people, y'all. This is an edited show. For me, for her, it's the tax bracket of it all. For
Hmm.
Chad, what did you think when Chad said, "Hey, I am used to being the one to give orders from the military.
I
That is
was surprised.
why I'm having a hard time."
It wasn't surprised, especially him being a sergeant major. I believe he was.
I
Yeah,
think that's the rank he said. Yeah.
yeah. He's used to giving orders, especially when you make it to that rank. Oh my God! Why didn't I see it before? Jesus Christ! He has a sergeant major's body. Holy
Yes.
smoke! Oh, why didn't I put that together? They all got tummies like that. It's weird, but yes, yeah. He was sergeant major. Yeah, he's used to giving the orders.
That's why he said,
So
"I could be an a-hole."
yeah, because you have to be at times. I was in the military. I was a staff sergeant. There's times I have to be the a-hole. It's part of my job description. No choice about it. I gotta be an ass to you. It's out of the only way you're gonna learn. Sorry.
Everybody ain't
So
Major Pain.
it ain't. So but you gonna I think he realized that he has to pull back on that because this is civilian life. This is a very demure woman here.
But
Doesn't
I
speak
think,
up too much.
right, I think it helps that he's a girl dad. And I think
True.
that is what has definitely mellowed him out.
Let's
Because we
soften him
saw
up
his
a lot.
right, we saw his relationship with his daughter, and we're like,
It's very good.
okay. We could see how this would have helped him transition back into civilian life, be a little more gentle, and so
Mhm.
forth.
Yeah. And from all we've seen, his daughter adores her dad. So, you know,
Yes, yes, she does adore her daddy. Yeah, I don't think Belinda really loves him because why would I confess my love to a man when he is 2 sheets from the wind? He may not remember it tomorrow. Is that why I confess it then?
that's
Because he
not
ain't gonna
fair.
remember?
He was a little twisted. That's not fair. Come on now. He
You
was
know,
feeling a good
listen,
time.
no,
He dancing with her. It was very sweet. Let him have a sweet moment for God's sakes. We ain't got to overanalyze everything. He came home a little twisted. He seems like a happy drunk, which I give him
yes,
that.
I
He's a
love
happy
that.
drunk. He's just like, come here, baby, let me dance with you. Come on. And she started, you could tell at first she was like, I'm not used to this. Then she was like, wow, I could get used to this.
It's a
If
concern that he's been married 3 other times,
it
Trey.
still is. It still is. That's why I say he falls too easy into things. That's my only concern that I have with him thus far.
You make my
Thus
heart
far.
sing. You
He
make
falls
everything groovy.
he might be a serial monogamous. And that's crazy to say.
Yes, a serial marrier. He may
Yeah.
he may he may be one of those people. We say, Elizabeth Taylor. We know she was
Yes.
marrying.
Yep.
She was collecting rings like Thanos.
Um,
Chad could be like
J
that.
Lo. J Lo.
J Lo. Now we may be seeing the male version of this
Yeah.
marrying, several times. But hey, at least he putting rings on people's fingers and he upgrading rings. Okay.
Now that's my second thing. I still said that could be a small sense of control.
Yes,
I'm saying
financially.
for him to do that so quickly, whatever, he's exerting this type of control. But unfortunately for most, I hate to say it like this, but for a lot of women, they're gonna fall easy for that trick because he's showing how they would view affection.
He
Buy me something. He
he's
did.
show
Lord,
he's showing that coin.
yeah, he ain't afraid to open up that pocket. He
Hey,
ain't scared to open up the pocket.
once he realized that's not what all you're there for, because he said, if I thought you were the type of woman that just wanted me to spend, 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 I would not be spending on you.
And she's not
Have
that
I?
type. She
Oh,
doesn't give that type.
he's too excited for me at his age and marital experience. Too excited. I need you to be excited about me. I don't know about that.
She might. Harvard might like a more mellow dude. More. This is what it is.
Because that's what they do in Texas, plain Janie. Texas, they bought that flag.
Yes, absolutely.
They bought that flag, and you
Absolutely.
lucky he ain't hang the Texas flag up too.
Yep. Absolutely.
I was expecting the Texas flag to be on the other end of the
I was
banister,
I was waiting on it too. I was
but
waiting on it, but we gotta let's keep it simple.
yeah, yeah. Is there anything else you want to say about Belinda and Chad?
We'll see about them. You know.
Oh, here's what's going to irritate Chad, y'all. Chad dives. Chad is a diver, and
Yes.
Belinda don't even want to go into the water. She talk a good game that she may, put on the gear and may get in there, and maybe she may not want to do it. But Chad is about the diving, but he stayed on that boat for her.
Chad, Chad, what kind of Chad handled that situation better than Josh handled the situation with um Jalen, because her and her mother are on the same wavelength. Same wavelength. If I
Panics.
had to guess about your parents, how they approach things, ooh, I don't want to do that, whatever. And Josh, he's been a tad bit more aggressive with his, but it's working for him. Where he's just bringing her in, exposing her to different things that she thought she probably didn't like, but she's like, oh my god, I enjoyed myself, I liked it. So when the Belinda, let's keep it real, she's a little older. Chad is wise enough. Nah, I probably gotta ease you into. I just can't throw you in the water like daughter here. That ain't gonna work. I may have to ease you into things, and
Right.
he's showing the patience for that. We'll get to it.
Right.
Don't worry about it.
Yes.
I ease you into that. So there's
On
some
that,
good things about Chad. There's some things that's questionable about Chad. So, but I say the same thing about Belinda. Belinda holds on to things too much.
she needs some time. She said she needs time to sleep on it.
Yeah, but
I
that
don't
told me
think
a lot.
I think she need longer than sleeping on it. I think she takes days.
That's the problem. She hangs on to things too much. Even after she discussed it, she probably still ain't gonna let it go. She's just gonna
Right.
sit on it and
Right.
fester.
Right.
That's that could be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's 5 years. You remember when you did this 2 years ago? What? Huh? Yeah, yeah. She's giving that. I was like, I can see. Ah, I can see
Yeah,
it.
she gonna bring it up. She gonna have that list and check it twice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm wondering when is it going to irk his nerves, because I understand Belinda hasn't tried a lot of things because she was married early. She became a mom very early. She was very centered and focused on her kids. She was a stay-at-home mom, and she only just re-entered the workforce after
Mm-hmm.
15 more than 15 years. So again, the chance for her to try things, some parents try them along with their kids, and some parents stay on the shore to be the safety line for their kids. And I don't think Belinda jumped in with her kids.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she did.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of that with the daughter, let's get to Jalen and Josh. Jalen is Belinda's daughter, y'all, if you didn't know. And while Josh is trying to have fun in Panama and jump off the catamaran, Jalen and a few others, Brittany and Belinda, were not jumping in the water. Megan too said she wasn't jumping in. I don't know why. But
No,
Josh
Megan's
say
not the type.
Josh said, well, when is the next time we're gonna be on a catamaran in Panama to jump in the ocean? But Jalen
Mm-hmm.
says that she would jump in a lake quicker than she would jump in the ocean because the ocean has sharks. Now, I don't mean to bust your bubble, Jalen, but that lake may have gators.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't see the gator coming like you can probably see the shark coming. Okay, it's clear waters in Panama, and the catamaran have people looking out and looking out for you.
Mm-hmm.
So that lake business, Joshua will jump in the lake with you. But I'm sorry, Florida taught me. Florida taught me that I ain't jumping in any body of water I cannot see to the bottom of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Not even getting close to it because they can jump off on the shore. So I didn't understand Jalen with that, but you know what? She did jump in. He did convince her, and she ended up having a good time. Chad kept her mama on the boat, so mama don't say, "Hey, what you doing with my daughter?"
Yeah.
But Jalen
Think
also doesn't want to do
I've
activities. She wants to lay by the pool for a vacation, and Josh had to get her into the pool as well. It seems to me like Josh is doing a good job, but she's letting him know it ain't gonna work. That excuse ain't gonna work all the time.
No, it won't. You know, but I do understand that balance of trying to take her out of the comfort zone on a few things. Especially some things that he likes to do. So there has to be some there has to be some give and take here. Has to be some give and take. The only thing I would say that I saw a hint of, Belinda, Belinda, she seems like an interferer. She's gonna, yeah, she does it very quietly. She's not Megan's mother, but she's I can see her interfering in her daughter's marriage and causing
Yes.
issues where there really shouldn't be or probably should not be, because I think it's played up when they revisited the post up situation again. And I thought that whole conversation was weird on all sides.
Yes.
Hers and Josh's. Weird.
Yes.
You know,
I
it
side eye
seemed
Josh
like,
on that.
yes, hard. Because if I was his partner, nah, bro. I said what I said. I meant it. Okay? Unless you're trying to say we're going to dissolve our business deal right here, which I'm probably not going to do. Nah, 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 nah. You know what I'm saying? This ain't about you trust her or not. This is about the business that we created, and we set up an agreement to keep this going.
I
So
wonder if he lied about it, Trey. That's where I am.
I hope not. And that would make me look at Josh real funny, because I can see why you did it. You want to do it as a test. It was a terrible way to do that test. It was a terrible way to do that test.
I still agree with doing a post-up, and there are things, Jalen, that you can do to protect yourself. I mean,
Yes.
heck, if anybody learned it, you learned it on Sex and the City too. That show, the post-up or the prenup, whatever you have, it is also to protect you. If after one child, after two children, or if there are no children from the marriage, there's a whole lot it can protect, so you don't end up, as you said, like your mom 20 years later after a marriage, and you have to re-enter the workforce from scratch.
Yeah. But I found that it's an interesting situation. It was slightly passive aggressive from Jalen's standpoint, how she was talking to her mom. Now, we've heard her say that she does not want to be a stay at home mom. She
Right.
wants to work. She's very adamant about that. In her confessionals, in her when she was talking to Josh, all of that. But when it came to her mom, it was very soft. She didn't stand on it like, she was standing on other things, whatever. I'm like, okay, it was a bit weird to me. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? I could tell in her eyes, the posting up thing is actually a good idea to even protect myself as well, whatever.
Right.
But there was one thing that her mom seemed to be trying to plant in her head, which I found was interesting. Jalen made the statement, Mom, I don't plan to be a stay-at-home mom. I'm going to work this, that, and third, so I got to fit my life for that. That's what I want. She very softly said, I don't want to have your situation that you had with Dad. She doesn't want that. But Linda said, I understand that. I get it. But just in case, under the guise of to protect yourself still, you don't want to be in a situation where you are a stay-at-home mom, you get left with the kids, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I went, wait, okay, Belinda, I get you, but were you not listening to your daughter? It's almost like she's still trying to force that idea onto her.
Right.
I'm like, okay. It was, that was interesting when I saw that.
And
It
I
was very
figured,
subtle.
yep, I figured if Chad was there, he would tell her, stay out your daughter's marriage.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a grown woman. Okay,
She's with her husband. Let them make their own decisions.
they have to make their own decisions. You know, you have to trust. And I know it's one of the hardest things as a parent to do, but you do at some point in time have to trust that you have taught your child and gave them the best or correct tools they have available to move throughout life. Sometimes you gotta trust them. At some point, you have to.
I would like to ask Jalen what about her parents' marriage she did like, because they also made decisions about their marriage and she did it based on I don't like the fact my parents were not affectionate with each other. There's a
Yes,
lot of I don't want to be like my mother. I don't want what my parents had. I'm like, could we at least hear production? I'm going to blame you first. Could we at least hear where she says a positive thing about her parents' relationship, whether it's like they knowing when it was time to let go, a positive thing about her parents' relationship.
it's kind of strange. She's from the looks of it, what we saw, even though it was just that one episode, she seems to still have a pretty good relationship with her father.
Yes.
You know,
Daddy
it's
was the
still
Rolling
there.
Stone.
Yeah, it's just that them together, yeah, didn't work because he was stepping out, whatever. You know, well, I ain't gonna say whatever. That was terrible. He's stepping out
I
and broke
wonder
the
if
family.
Jalen and her siblings knew Daddy was stepping out.
Say that again.
I wonder if Jalen and her siblings knew that Dad was stepping out.
I think at some point in time they knew. As a kid, we kind of always like when I remember before my parents got divorced, around the time I say 15, 14, 15, I I started to notice almost everything a lot more.
Right.
Everything that my dad was doing, everything that my mom was going through and not saying sometimes. I'm like, all right, you know, even by that time, me and my sister both agreed, like, Mom, like, we understood you should have left. We just understood why did
Why
you
he
wait
stayed.
so long to leave?
Yeah.
You know, and she had her answer, which is interesting. You know,
Yeah.
just a little bit of my history. My mom had particularly had her answer. She said, for first thing she said, my mom was a very religious woman. She said, first thing was she said the Lord told her it wasn't her time yet. It wasn't the time. She still had some things to learn. That was the first thing. And number two, her personal reasons were, you know, when she wanted us to be, by the time we got to a certain age, she knew that we were old enough to start making some own decisions for ourselves, your own choices. So, and when she said that, I was like, okay, that's weird. But as I got older, I understood what she was trying to say. It would have been a much different fight if she would have left when we were toddlers
Right. Right.
versus leaving when we were teenagers. And she asked us the question, hey, if you want to stay here with your dad, that's your choice. You're old enough to make that choice.
Speaking of choices, Dr. Pia gave them some choices. And we agreed that we can have each other's passwords. Okay. We agreed we could have the passwords to everything we got. But why am I agreeing for you to have the password and I am still in communication with my ex?
Josh handled this entire scenario all the way wrong. Now I'm about to forgive me, everyone. I'm about to sound real player when I start talking about this particular subject, okay? But it's gonna be with respect and solidity. Okay? Big words. First of all, as a man, bro, you gotta recognize that's a trap question, okay? It was set up from jump. Well, okay. So first off, you got two choices. You either lie or tell the absolute truth of the situation. Third point, do not placate at all. And what I mean by placating is exactly what Josh tried to do. He knew he was still in contact with an ex. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of people ain't gonna agree with this. And depending on the situation, I might have the same agreement. But There's nothing wrong with still being friends with an ex. There's nothing wrong with that. Here's what the issue allows. What type of friendship is it, and what boundaries do you have on this said friendship? Okay? Because let me tell you what Josh's main mistake was. Let me tell you what his mistake was. Y'all ain't gonna agree with this. This is a mistake. His main mistake was saying, yes, well, that's part of the mistake. His main mistake was saying, well, I'm gonna just stop talking to her. And that'd be end of it. First of all, that was a placation to get out of the situation. You're trying to placate it. And number two, it's gonna probably eventually turn out to be a lie. And remember what I started with. When you men, if you hear a trap question, and I'm very good at pointing them out. When you hear, you got it's straight up Star Wars, Admiral Akbar. It's a trap. It's a trap.
I was going for predators. It's a trap.
No. Now, those are the sneaky traps you gotta. No. We gonna say that for Megan and Derek. That's the sneaky traps. Nah, this was loud in your face. Dr. P has set it up. It's a trap. The Empire has surrounded you. Okay, the Empire has surrounded you. You got duped. The Bothans was a whole setup. The Emperor set it up. You're done, bro. You got two choices. Either you lie and make a convincing one, or you tell the absolute truth. Me, I recommend you go with the absolute truth. Okay? I will use myself as an example. Guess what? I am still friends with some of my exes.
Oh, no.
No. Let me tell you. These are not friendships that we are talking every daggone day.
I don't care.
We may go months in between with talking one another. What I mean by friendship, if as we seen each other happy birthdays, most of them are all married now in their own relationships or in relationships themselves. The only time we do talk is birthday situations. Somebody died that we know. We come together, oh man, talk about the good times. And that's pretty much it. There ain't no late night sneaking. Hey, shorty, what you doing? Hey, big head. Ain't none of that.
Oh, it's one of these.
Don't allow none of that.
Oh, it's one of them Al Greens for the good times. Is that what it is?
We ain't no good times. It's an actual friendship. This is what I garner and foster.
So we are Jalen and Josh right here because you talking with exes. I don't.
And that's cool.
The only reason I talk about ex-husband is because we had 2 kids together and all we talk about is them kids. And we don't talk. Boat. We text because I need it in black and white writing.
Same boat.
No, because the last one is 18. Do you think I talked to you since? Hell no. I don't follow you. I don't check for you on the internet. No.
Here's my thing.
Not happening.
Here's my thing.
Clean house before you get married.
Most of the time, that's what I say. It depends on the situation. In most cases, y'all were probably friends beforehand. Something happened between you, it didn't work out. So you decided to at least keep some salt of the friendship. But remember what I said. There ain't nobody talking every day. We're not even hanging out. None of that. It's honestly, you can use friends loosely. This is associates. Now, we just know each other.
See, that's when you start dipping in the friendship pond is the problem.
Thank you. That's the point. If you're dipping, Josh is dipping.
You're saying you were friends first and you want to salvage some of the friendship. When we done, we done. I don't need to know you or know of you.
And there's some situations where that has to be that. But we do have situations where people can actually be adults, move on with their lives, and yet still garner some type of friendships with people.
And guess what? Possible. Josh is probably the type of guy that will have a crash out if she was doing the same thing.
Exactly. That's why he should be in the situation. He can't handle this. Because look what he said was going on with this. Look what he said was going on. He's still having conversations with this woman. Almost on a coffee. probably a weekly or daily basis,
Having
maybe even
coffee with
going
her.
out.
Right. So now
You
he
know,
gonna cut her off and she gonna spin the block and say, "What happened? We used to talk
exactly,
so good." Oh, it's your wife,
exactly.
isn't it? It's your wife's fault.
This is why I said he put himself in a bad predicament off rip. Yes, he was right in being honest with saying that he still has contact with the ex, but he was wrong to try to placate the ex and say, "I'm gonna just stop talking to her." When you know damn well that's not gonna happen.
No, and she gonna come looking for him.
Exactly. So he handled this entirely wrong.
He could have said, "I don't block
Entirely.
my exes, but if they communicate with me, I don't see it as an issue. If they communicate with me."
Like any of the exes that I'm still friends with, they're married now, got their own families,
And
and that's it.
you acting like a ring stops people from doing that thing. I
You
don't know
know
them
they
exes.
don't. But I'm not going to start that. And the people that I have been in relationship with, I try to have chosen people that have the character to carry themselves a certain manner.
And I'm sure you're the one to make sure that the husband knows that there is no issue there.
They don't like me. It's crazy.
See, I don't even know who your spouse is. I don't even know that you're married. I don't even know who you're dating. Cuz you are a non-MF factor.
Elsie,
Nowhere.
I was invited to the wedding.
I
I didn't
understand,
go.
Trey.
I
That's
didn't
I
go.
understand. You are the
But
friendly type. I'm not. I don't even need to know who you dated. I don't need to know who you dating. I don't need to know. Why do I know anything about your life after we are done? Why?
and there are some situations where I feel the exact same way. It's just one or two of them that they didn't end that way.
Oh, Rosho says she went to the ex's wedding.
She a different type of breed. I decided not to go because I didn't. I knew there wasn't going to be no mess, but I wasn't going to add to it either.
I don't know. I just, you know what, and people say it's a flaw, but I don't see it as a flaw.
What's the flaw?
Me cutting off exes.
It's not a flaw because there's some people you should cut off. But I will also say, it's almost like even if you keeping an ex in a friendship, the one thing I see people where they make the mistake at, they don't keep them at a certain distance. They keep them too damn close, and that's usually the problem. I don't hang out with any of my exes, stuff like that. Never do. We just always remain on good terms as these years has gone by. Everyone has moved on with their lives. Everything is all love, all good. People actually being grown-ups. Now, there was some exes, heck no, we ain't friends. No. Can't be friends with them. Ain't gonna work. Not gonna work at all.
Very well said. Let's talk about it all. If it wasn't for the children, I would have amnesia about his existence.
And
Thank
that
you.
works for you guys because no shade or nothing about this. You probably have a certain mentality that you have to keep that type of distance from them. They can't even register in your life.
Oh, a
And it's
certain
okay.
mentality. A certain mentality. That felt
If it's
judgy.
the truth, it's not judgy. It's the truth. It's the same. If it's going to feel judgy, it's the same judgment that you just threw towards me for having friendship with us. So nah, we're going to keep it funky. Let's keep it funky. Okay?
Even
Some
even.
people, listen, it ain't no different. Some people, everything in life, it depends on the person and how they handle things. You got some people that can handle open relationships. You got some people who can't. You got some people that can deal with certain situations. You got some people who can't.
Have
Know
you
who you're
ever
dealing with.
have you ever encountered someone that you dated, like maybe a couple of dates or so, and you forgot completely about them?
Yeah, it's happened.
And they encounter you later on, and it's like years later, and it's like, hey, and you're like, I have no idea who this is.
Well, no, I have a pretty good memory. So I when they show up, I see. I'm like, oh, I remember you. How you doing? We just went on a couple dates, and that was it.
See, this is diabolical, Rosho. One of my exes cheated on me, and I used his moving company a few years after when I moved. You see, for me,
That's a
I'll
little
be
crazy.
like,
That's
the
crazy.
ex gonna know where
Nah,
I moved to,
that's nuts. I'm not doing
because
that.
it's on the record at his moving company.
I'm not doing that. Nah, I'm choosing another company. I'm
Totally.
not doing that.
He better not be working there anymore.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. See, a lot of these situations is usually I, I I have a very simple rule when I talk to my homeboys or whatever. Usually, when you find yourself in drama, it's because you actually put yourself there in the first place.
Oh, excuse me. We don't know the drama is coming because we don't know this person. We are dating.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at this. We're gonna use Jalen and Josh as an example. I'm looking at this situation, and Josh literally just put himself into future drama. He literally put himself in future drama, given how he handled this situation right now.
And now we
I,
see the training wheels come off of his marriage.
yeah, it's about to get rocky. It's about to get a
Oh
little
yeah.
crazy.
Oh
So
yeah.
who is this
And we
chick?
knew it was coming.
Because he's hanging out with her
Yes.
constantly. That's the problem. You know what? It may not even be every day thing. It might be like weekly, a couple of weeks, whatever. But they're steady having conversations back and forth. And it
Yes.
could be a knocker, it's just little. It could be even little DM texts. Hey, something funny, funny cat emojis, whatever. It could be something as simple as that. The problem is she was an ex of yours. Okay, you have had relations with this woman. Okay,
Trey, you better remember everybody daggone birthday if you remembering that ex's birthday. You understand me?
yes, I know everybody's birthday.
Okay. Okay. Because if
I
you
know
happen to
everybody's
just
birthday.
remember that ex's birthday, but you
That's
forget
crazy.
your cousin Jimmy's birthday,
You know
I'm
what?
gonna have a problem.
For me, it's one step level. It's one step level above if you have a best friend of the opposite sex, and now you're bringing your partner into the situation, and now you got to introduce to them to your best friend.
But
Like
but
it's,
but
it's
my
it's
best friend
difficult
is completely right. My best friend is completely platonic.
that's why I say it's a step down. But the
Once
same
you cross that threshold, we when this is over, we are done.
That's why I said it's a step down. But the same thing still happens when you bring your partner in on that situation. It's the same thing. The same events start to happen the same way. The only difference is you actually had relations with that ex.
Right.
So it changes things. But the
Well,
same stuff happens because I
yeah.
have a female best friend. You know what I'm
That I
saying?
have
We've been
no
best
problem
friends.
with that as long
We
as
have
y'all ain't dipping and dabbling. We
no, we've
good.
never we've never dipped dab nothing like that. Been friends for 15 years.
Perfect.
I trust her. I trust
Yes.
her opinion on things. So if I get in a new relationship, one of the first things that happen, I got a homegirl. Let me explain the situation. Because even how we became friends was crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy.
As people
But
say,
after
we need a story time with Trey to find out how he met with
that was, I keep trying to bring her up on some of these lives, whatever, because she's actually a therapist.
oh,
she's
oh,
actually a
awesome.
therapist.
That would be awesome. I have no problem, inviting
I
her
bring her
here.
up.
Lovely young lady. Nola said, "What if my I like my ex more
Elsa,
than my cousin Jimmy?"
that's crazy. Elsa, she's an older Seaway.
Oh yeah, love it,
She's
love
an older
it.
Seaway.
I absolutely love it.
She's literally every time I see her talk, I hear my friend. It's weird. She's just older
Absolutely love it. W-
with your diabolicalness.
Well, that's why I love it because I know she probably my diabolicalness. That's why I
So
know.
I be praying for it. That's what. Oh my God! Stop!
I mean,
Stop.
you've been holding her back from us.
Nah,
You need to
she
come
on
on
herself
through.
back. I keep telling her to come through. But she like, I got my thesis to write. I'm like, what?
Okay,
Okay,
that's okay. We believe in people's education. If she want to come through on the membership, it's behind the paywall, and she want to just dip a toe in. We could get diabolical back there. But let's
Yeah.
get to who would you like to go next? Because I went to Jalen and Josh after we did Belinda and Chad. Who would you like to go to next?
Let's hit the elder statesmen.
The other elder
Yeah, the
statement.
other elder statesmen.
Pat and Rhonda. So this week, y'all, with Pat and Rhonda. So Rhonda had a moment, okay, about the whole thing with Pat. She felt like Pat is being insecure, that whenever she says something, but Dr. P, I think, got them in check. But Rhonda shut the door real quick when Pat was saying, oh, he could move into her place with her. Okay.
Mm,
She shut the door real quick, but she was able to explain herself after the fact. Okay. Pat
mm,
just wants to be Rhonda's pool boy because we noticed he was able to, move it along and help her get all her plans together how she wanted it around her house. And she said, hey, I moved in with an ex. Here's the problematic part of Rhonda, y'all. She moved in with an ex a week before with her children, the week before she was getting married to that
mm.
man. Okay?
Don't do
Married to
that.
that man and bringing her 3 children into it. And realized that this ain't gonna work because everybody cannot coexist in this house. And he made her feel like this was his house they were moving into and did not make room for her and her children as his new family.
Mhm.
Also, along with this, Rhonda brought her 2 dogs too. Dogs are an excuse and a problem through and through here. Okay, dogs an excuse and problem. Pat says in with Dr. Was it Dr. Pia? Yes, with Dr. Pia.
Got to be
Pat said that he doesn't feel like he can speak up with Rhonda because she may feel some kind of way. He
defensive.
doesn't. Right. She will get defensive, which she did get right away when they were talking. And Rhonda says, when we are, you know, conversing, all the men before said she's too much. The thing that they like about her being assertive, they now say she is too much. But Pat is not saying she's too much. It's just too much when she directs it at him. Pat is just looking for a safe place to land other than his mama's house. I'm sorry. That's
True.
what it's sounding like. But he is by no means broke. He's by no means whatever. Rhonda has been in that house 25 years. She only got 5 more years of mortgage, okay? If
Yeah.
she's still paying. But she manifests, she wanted this house, she had it. But where were the curtains? Where
You
were
know
the
some.
curtains on them windows?
Some people don't do curtains or even blinds. People. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know where the curtains were. Even if everybody said production said keep, the curtains open so we could see the lovely view. There was no curtains on her huge windows from the front to the back. Ain't no way I can have lights on in that house at
Mm,
all. There ain't no curtains.
yeah.
Yes, people with no curtains worry me. They
Agreed.
do. They do.
No curtains, no blinds. I'd be like, okay, what's going on here?
I could do no blinds because I have lived with no blinds, but again, it has to be those blackout style curtains that
Yes.
will act like a blind. It can't be the sheer curtains.
Yeah. I'm usually afraid of the houses where they have big open windows from floor to ceiling. It's like the whole wall just floor to ceiling windows. I'd be like, nah, I need put something there. Big long curtain rod, something got to go across there. I can't have that much. Yeah, it's too much for me.
But these two seem to be rubbing each other the wrong way. Pat doesn't feel like he can speak up. Rhonda does want him to speak up, but when he does speak up, Rhonda gets defensive. These two have a lot to work out.
It ain't gonna work out. That's the problem.
Well, tell it, Trey. Tell it.
You ain't seen it, yo, Rhonda. You know what? Listen, her son called her out correctly in that first episode that we saw them in. He said this very thing would happen, and it's happening exactly like her own son predicted. It's crazy. Which leads me to say this, even though we're gonna zero in on Pat and his little issues, it does lead me to say this. I find it very interesting that Rhonda and funny as well, Brittany too. They kind of on the same wavelength. They love to deflect and blame others first, rather than look at themselves first. It's got to be the other party's fault. It has to be. It has to be. I'm like, and so when they get pointed out to them, like, no, this is what you're doing here. Oh, it's this. They can't even compute it. Rhonda immediately withdrew from him, and even withdrew from the entire conversation with Dr. Pia when Dr. Pia pointed out some things that she may be doing. Like, it was actually very jarring to see that Pat in the moment was calling out what she was about to do, and she did it.
Yes.
Like, it was like, wow. Rhonda, I don't think you see yourself right now. And I know you don't.
She didn't. Because Dr. P said, you see, you did it right there. And she's like, what?
Yeah, she was doing this, and she just went, like, woo, that was, whoa. And it was the exact thing that Pat was afraid of, because he's been seeing the pattern of that for days now, for weeks, probably a week or so. He's been seeing that pattern emerge. So yes, it can be very difficult for him to speak up, something he might see when he knows how she's going to react. So that also tells me Pat has been very observant of his partner and haven't been getting that same grace in return. So he's been paying attention to his partner. You can't say he's not neglecting you. He's been watching you and trying to move accordingly.
Right.
And it seems like you're not doing the same.
He's like a child that is basically, I'm not saying he is a child, y'all, but I'm just saying the behavior, like a child that's making sure that you aren't mad at them. I don't want you to be angry at me. I don't want you. I just want us to be happy. I just want us to be, and he said that he just wants to be happy. He wants to have a good life. He just wants to have a good marriage. He just wants to chill.
He was walking on eggshells in that shared apartment around her. He's literally walking on eggshells. And I only recognize it because even my own experience when I was married, towards the end there, I felt like I was walking on eggshells in my own house. And that was the most uncomfortable feeling I ever. It's like, I live here. This is my house. Why am I walking around like I'm afraid to walk around in my own house? I'm afraid to be me in my own house. This is crazy.
How do you become her age and no self-awareness? Because it's mainly alone. She's flittering from one to the other. She's focused on being a mother.
Yes.
Her last marriage, she said, lasted 18 months. She's not had to change for anyone at all.
And it's got to a point she's got comfortable with not even trying to.
And here's the thing. Okay, she's with Pat. She talked about this house, and this is where I have this house is going to be a third person in their marriage. She talked about this house. She waited years for this house. She drove by this house and said, I want that house. Her realtor and her got that house. So now you with Pat. You really don't want Pat to move in because, because you don't want to treat it like your house. Pat is not by any means, y'all, any brokey. I don't want anything. He is well retired aerospace engineer. He got the money. He living with his mama because he want to.
We got to talk about that later.
What if Pat wants to buy another house for them to live in together as their marital home? She ain't moving.
We got to talk about that right now. We got to. I found this very interesting when they were talking about the house, and I want you to think. I need to ask you: am I tripping? I thought when they first met and he was explaining, they had the wedding, and he was explaining the situation with his mom. The dad died, decided to move in to help her out, take care of her, this, and third. And am I tripping, or do I not remember Rhonda said, she's like, I have a place, we'll probably end up moving in with me.
Yes.
I thought no problem. She said that. So I found it strange. Now you fast forward, and it seemed like Pat was going off of what you said. He said, yeah, when I moved in here, and all of a sudden she went, ah, whoa. Like, okay.
Because at the time she said we can live together, she couldn't remember his name.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like, that's still
So
crazy. That's
she
still
ain't gonna
crazy.
remember she said that.
I know it was said like we ain't supposed to be we were supposed to take that like a joke or something. But I found that concerning when she said that. Like, hey, you can't hold on. We just had a night. They actually that night, and you got
Yes,
up this morning talking about you don't know my name. Whoa, what? What? Even
right,
Trey Songz say even the neighbors know my name. Hold on.
right, right. But the thing is, she's tied to that house. She ain't
Yes,
moving.
that's her house.
But she at least she recognizes, where it's coming from that man. And this is where we know Rhonda's decision making in her life is a little bit different. How do you not move in with a man with your three children until a week before y'all get married? How do we do that? How do we not trial run living together?
Some people don't like to do that. You know, some
Is that
people
is that the marriage that lasted 18 months?
I think so. But some people don't like to like I rather live with a woman before we say I do, at least for a small amount of time. Because I do want to see how we interact
You
in
got to
that
live,
space.
you got to
Yes.
travel, you got to go to
Yes.
functions together. There's a
Yes.
lot of things. But how can she with her three children? The children too have to have a period of adjustment.
The kids is a whole nother thing as well. But there are some people, yes, there are some people. You're right. Some couples don't live together, but you gotta know if you are that couple. Everybody ain't gonna be cool with that. I'm not gonna be cool with that.
I'm not either.
So you gotta figure out what's gonna work for you two. Because you're right. I almost got a sense that Pat wanted to bring up. Well, maybe when you think about finding a house for ourselves, it sounds like she ain't even gonna be down for that either. I don't
Right.
know.
Now, Nola, I have been there because, this is my second marriage and I had my two boys before. Mr. Elson and I dated and we would spend weekends together. Then eventually he would meet the kids. Then
Yes.
eventually he would spend a weekend over. But again, it's all eventually. Eventually he'll be coming around. So he is a fixture around. So they get to see him regularly. But again, that is when you're at a dating phase where you are serious about this person and you do want them to have some sort of connection to your children and their daily lives.
Yes. It's
So there's a way.
that's always the hardest thing to navigate when to bring your children into the situation. You always, whether male or female, I think you don't. Let me say this: the difference with males and females. Most guys understand. It doesn't have to be. It cannot be the first, second, third week. But at some point in time, if between the time you seriously start wanting to date each other exclusively and seriously, which for most couples is around that third week mark if y'all just dating casually, right? Between then and I say within a couple of months, most guys, we kind of do want to meet the kid at some point in time if you got one, especially if you're serious about you.
And that's away from the home.
Yes, out someplace,
Yeah,
park, whatever. Game, the arcade, great place. We
right.
do want to meet the kid at some point in time because I understand. First of all, I've already accepted the fact that you have a child. If I accept you, I have to accept your child. I need to know how I'm going to interact with your child now and how your child interacts with me.
And it can start with just them coming over for Sunday dinner one time.
Yeah,
And don't stay forever. Stay for Sunday dinner. We having a
and
guest for
go
Sunday
out.
dinner. and then they go home.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
just want to ease them in and then just ask the kids, what do you think? What do you think about this? Now, I dated
Yeah.
someone for a while and they did not meet my children, but we dated for quite a while. And unfortunately, he got injured on the job. Um, and I'm the closest thing to a person that could even get him home, make sure, he didn't want to stay at the hospital overnight, and the hospital was, very, very far from home. So it was a matter of I now have to talk to my children, this person who I've been dating for a while, but they have not met. Are you okay with this? Me bringing somebody to home that I had need to take care of or whatever. My kids were fine. My boys were very open, very understanding, and they were so much like, "Do you need us to prepare y'all anything to eat? Y'all need to eat when you get here." My children were well adjusted.
Yes.
Um and that was the first person that they met that I was dating. So they kind of knew it would have been coming. But again, it depends on your child. It depends on the person. Because the other thing is, I really don't want my children. I understand, mothers and fathers having your children around that person. You will have to explain if and when that person is no longer around.
Yeah. To me, yes. To me, the easiest times that I've noticed for me when to meet in me actually meeting children, and I've never had an issue with any kid of someone that I met. You know,
You have
kids.
no issues, Trey.
No, I got issues, just not them. Most of my issues stem from trying to do the right thing too much, and I had to
Oh,
learn. Yeah, I had to learn to pull back on that. Like, no, you know what? No. Now I'm all about protecting my peace. We ain't doing this, okay?
you wanna dim.
Yes, I am. So listen, so, but the Asians that I noticed about meeting kids is out of between either when they're babies until they're 4 or when they're teenagers, around 15, about 14, 15 area.
Yeah, we got a
That's
16-year-old in the chat. Mm-hmm.
the CCO can be a little funny, but that's still the best time to meet him. But they can be a little funny because he a little man, he feeling himself. There's going to be a power struggle, no matter how well adjusted he is. Because my first question to you as a mother would be this, especially if you got a little boy, how is his discipline? And what type of discipline has he been receiving, either from you or his father? Hard question. Because it ain't easy to answer.
Not at
Especially,
all.
especially for women, unfortunately. It's not easy to answer. Because I'm asking for a very particular question. Because when I come in, it's going to be a certain type of energy. I can't be his friend right away. I cannot be his best friend. So I'm sorry, I'm not bringing him chips. I can't be his best friend right away. He, I'm sorry, he hasn't earned the right to get some funds from me. Okay? So he ain't get the funds. You cut the dollar signs out.
Wait a minute. By the
Yes,
time
nah,
we by the
real
time we
talk.
meet by the time we meeting the kids, I have earned.
No, I say you probably earned this. Your son has it. He's still on probation. You just coming off. Okay? No, this is number two. Now, here's the big stickler. As a young man, when you come in, one of the first things that young men and old men gonna do, pissing contest. Who's certain type of dominance? Okay? Because if he's a good, well-adjusted young man, his first concerns is gonna be, how are you treating my mom? Who are you to her? Like, how are you gonna be to my mom if he really cares?
Yo, what up, homie?
Yeah. He's gonna try to buck up. And part of me has to respect that because he should. The other part is, now, little bro, you can't punk me either, okay? You don't want to have to do you like Jody. Yeah, call for your mama.
Baby
Call for,
boy.
call for your mama. Now I've been laying up your ass for out of love and respect for that woman, but you really been pushing it.
Dag
All
Trey, not even the dollar chips?
Nah, first of all, ain't no chip cost $1. Stop it. Okay, this is not 1990. Okay, stop it. Okay, that little bag costs $2.25 off rip. No,
There's some chips at $1.25 at the Dollar Tree. You
here's
gotta
the
come to
problem.
the house with gifts, Trey.
And here's the problem. When you start coming to the house with those type of gifts, it's going to be expected for you to continue to do so. I'm already showing myself as some type of ATM or gift giver. That's irresponsible.
Understood. Well, let's get back to it.
Okay,
We're
talk
gonna have
about
to
it
have a
later.
story. We're gonna have to have a story time with Trey
Yeah, talk
because
about it later.
we have stuff to talk about. How we got here, y'all. Okay, how we got here is that Rhonda, remember, moved in 1 week before her wedding to the last dude. Moved in 1 week before the wedding when she had 3 kids, and the 3 kids didn't live with this man before. The man didn't live with her and her kids. I don't know how these people adjusted. And they didn't adjust well. And we don't know if this was the 18-month marriage, but I'm guessing it might have been.
Yeah, I think it was.
Might have been. I don't know how they lasted 18 months. Jesus.
Yeah, because it almost sounded like he didn't want her in the house in the first place. So it made me wonder. I hate to say this. It makes me wonder, did Rhonda force that situation?
Was insistent. Her verbose
Yeah.
behavior could have been insistent on this.
Yes.
Was she the driving force behind pushing the relationship forward? Hey, we don't know. That is a good question. Things we'll be looking at. Pat, though, while she's walking the dog and needed a moment to recalibrate, and I thought Rhonda wasn't coming back to that apartment, but she did. She's very, very good. She self-soothed, and Rhonda made a great point. She made a great point in all of this. She feels a little smothered. She's used to having her own time and being by herself and then socializing when she wants. And Pat is to some extent that being with someone day in, day out, it's been what, 10 days? I have been attached to you and this camera crew,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't do me. So she feels smothered. And what I love, even though we see the issues with Pat and Rhonda, is that they're able to articulate. They're able to
Yes.
say this is an issue. They may not articulate it well, but they come from at least a point of knowing this is where I think is why I'm feeling this way.
And they're
What do
both
you
right
think
about
about
each
her
other.
with the smothering?
They're both. Mm, it's her way of asserting control. It's her way of asserting control. Because
It could be.
a lot of this is just buying back to that. It's a level of control that she feels like she can't let up on because of what she's been through in the past.
But I can feel that smothering too within a marriage. I mean,
Yeah,
I
like I
can
said.
feel that. We can't. Mr. Elsa got his own hobbies. I got my own. We here, and
Mm-hmm.
y'all, while I was coughing, he was here in the room. But I can't be up under you all the
Oh,
time.
that's so beautiful. He can still take your breath away. You
Okay,
ain't gotta
I'll
look like
take
you.
that back.
You ain't gotta look like that.
I'll give you that.
You ain't gotta look like that. You don't want
I
over here
don't know.
coughing.
I don't know how coughing is taking my breath away, but okay. I'll give you that. I'll give you
Play,
that.
Alexa, play the song. Take my breath away.
I know that's where you were going. I knew that's where you were going.
Doo, doo.
But we need our own space and time,
Yes.
away and come back. And Rhonda did take it with walking the dogs. Pat takes it with snacking while he's putting the snacks away. Now
Man,
I'm Pat.
I was like, yo, that box gonna be empty by the time you try to put it up, bro. Like, yo, I was like, well, hold on. Let me ask though, is it stress eating? It seems like
Right.
it's stress eating.
That's the other thing I thought. Pat is stress eating. Is
He's
she
stressing
coming back?
out.
Is she coming
He's,
back to the apartment?
he's stressing out hard. How many dogs do they got that she got?
2.
She got okay.
She has 2. I haven't heard that he had any pets.
Yo, no.
Yeah, I didn't hear that he
Wait,
had any pets. But yeah, stress eating.
I'm sorry, Chad was the one with the pets, of course.
Yeah,
She that.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah.
I've said he's binge eating. He's binging.
Man, he was. You saw him do. He just kept, and it increased when she came back. He just kept. I was like, oh my god, this man is stress eating.
I was
Oh,
like,
man.
Pat, calm down. It's like it's like when you see the woodpeckers or whatever. It's like, daggone it, Pat.
Like, yo,
Yeah, yeah. But he's a good sport. He at least listens. I'm liking that he's speaking up. But then Rhonda's aware that her personality it may cause him to go back in his shell.
being aware is one thing. What is she going to actively do about it, though?
Right.
You know, because I'm like,
Just
Rhonda,
Angela, you're right.
yes.
How many people end a relationship and then all of a sudden we have mutual friends and now the friends got to pick a side? No, you have yours, I have mine, and we could,
How do you think I got my best friend?
picking a side.
Yes, I was one. For some odd reason, I was one out of the divorce. I was one.
Oh, she won custody of that friendship.
Yeah, I was custody. I was part of the custody
Jesus.
battle. It was ridiculous.
We need a
Not
lot
my
of
marriage. Not my marriage. It was a relationship after my marriage. My first
right.
relationship after my marriage, some time later. But yeah, it was. Yes,
We need lots of story times with Trey, it seems. What about, is there anything else with Pat and Rhonda that was concerning for you this week? Because other than the fact he was auditioning to be her pool boy,
her gardener, basically, a gardener. I was like, bro, you had Pat out there working, carrying pots all over the place. I'm like, man, I don't know. There's a world where I can see it happening, but it ain't gonna happen.
yeah, I don't see this happening really. I don't really see this going further. Now they could be, continuously be, a good friends with benefits kind of thing. He could come over and have wine and we could have a good, relationship otherwise, but I don't see this. No, Pat wants a wild, frisky marriage.
Yes. He's
That's
the
what he
married
told
man.
us.
He's the married man. He just wants some spice in his marriage.
Yes. Yes. And she wants more spice, but she doesn't want to hear about his spice. He needs to hear about her spice.
That's not fair. That's not fair. Her
He said,
son was right. Her son was right.
Yep.
It's crazy.
So let's move on because we have two other couples to get to. Who would you like to go to?
The blacks. Let's get the blacks.
Wait a minute. Will and Brittany. Yeah. Now, Will, you distracted me with your pink lace shirt and pearls. You made great points, Will. Will, you are making us understand why Brittany's relationships don't last longer than 3 months.
Yes.
We are understanding. Yeah. Brittany, also, you have these 3-month relationships and none of these men have come to your home.
Weird.
I need to know how long you've had this home. I'm going to give you, maybe you just got the home.
It don't seem like it.
It don't seem like it, but I'm trying, Trey. I'm trying.
You're giving her too much bail. Should have been in that spot a little bit. And
I'm trying.
Yeah, that house is lived in.
Will has certainly taken the criticism and is actually speaking up. He is actually speaking, talking to her, telling her what he likes. Here's my shady part for you, Will. Will, you shady as hell. You shady hell. Will, we would not know her hair is shedding if you did not pull that piece of hair off her plate.
I mean, you don't want her to eat the hair.
That's her meal. Let her have it. Do not have that on the camera. The camera caught you. I thought he was reaching to get food off of her plate. And y'all know that's one of my pet peeves. Do not reach, even though you enjoy my food. And I appreciate Will saying, I enjoyed your food. It was good. I almost licked the plate. Perfect. I thought he was reaching over and I was about to hit with the fork. But here it is. No, he pulling a piece of her hair. And here she is talking about, yeah, I'm shedding. Girl.
She was too cavalier about that. I'm like, girl, what the? Yo, nah, stop. Word vomit. Word from it. You know what? Honestly, when it comes to them, gotta back up a little bit. Okay. First off, opinion, she's a bit too sensitive for me. Okay. Way too daggone sensitive about the smallest things. That's a bad recipe for any, even in a friendship. That's too much. Relax. The reason why I said we got to back up. I think now we have full context of what happened on that little honeymoon. Okay. Now, let me try and break it down, play by play. They get there. She decided, hey, I want to get a little frisky. He's like, cool, let's go. They get to it. Probably was in the moment. Things heating up, kissing each other in the moment. Clothes coming off, get to it. In the throes of getting to it, they realize, hold on, we've been, raw dogging without contraceptive. Back up.
How do you not just realize?
Sometimes you get into the throes of things. It's just the passion of it all. You ain't really thinking. But this is where the kicker comes in at. She freaked out. And by her freaking out, that caused him to back up.
Right.
As you're supposed to, sir. He backed up. But because she was freaking out, he went, okay, this is a little too much. Especially off of, I guarantee you he understands how big of a deal it can be, but in the moment he didn't think it was that big of a deal. They was having a good time, and now the good time is over, it's ruined. Now she's tripping out. Okay, you know what? How about we just take it easy on the physical for now until we get to know each other a little better? Sounds reasonable to me.
Sounds reasonable, but
she took it as rejection.
But she started it.
I know. She took it as rejection. Took it straight as rejection. Why? Because she's been, according to her, rejected that way in the past from past relationships.
So how many people we've been raw dogging?
That's a loaded question.
That's why I think my version of it is a little more tasteful for Brittany. Okay. For Brittany, the condominium broke. That was my thought with the whole issue. And we don't know, y'all. We don't know these people. Production has put this together. So again, I'm thinking the condominium broke. And now we're like, oh my gosh, we in Mexico, which we don't have access to a B plan. And, that's what I was thinking. So at least we know if there's maybe relationships ended because of possible expectancy scares.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to be, a little more like that. But I think she gets in her emotions and reacts quickly. And when she reacts, it's a lot. And for the gentleman, it's too much. So he got to back up.
Yeah. But it doesn't explain the
But it's nothing. Right. Because it's nothing he did on his own. You were like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Who is not going back up?
I'm backing the hiccup. Like, nah.
But he explained it. He said, I'm not saying no to you. I'm saying we go pull back on this. We take this out of the equation for now until we discuss this and we have a plan we can both agree to. But I think,
oh my God, he don't want me. Ah! That was a reaction.
And why is it? And that's why he told her, he clocked it. He's like, you have you want physicality as a way to show I like you. We don't have to be physical.
Yes, that's a problem.
But y'all clock it, Trey. If this was a man telling Brittany, get over it. Get over it. I need to have your body because I'm used to having people's body. If it was turned around and Will was pressuring Brittany from pushing back and he feel rejected and she should be with it, about it like he is, we would be roasting him. So why aren't we roasting Brittany?
I
This
had
is the
an
man
issue
saying
with
no.
that. I had an issue with that. I was like, this man is telling you no, and you trying to pressure him. This is a problem. And the fact that she doesn't see it is also a problem because he's looking at her like, are you hearing yourself? He's looking at her like, are you listening to yourself? You're trying to pressure me into sex when I'm telling you no. Like, whoa, whoa. You know, you muted. You said muted.
Sorry, imagine a woman downing a man for respecting her body and intimacy.
Crazy. We be going nuts around here. We be going nuts around here. You know, from that alone, I was like, yo, this girl is not fit to be in this situation. This is bad. This is bad. You know, and that also tells me she has had some not healthy interactions when it comes to sex with men.
I think the men have used her for her body.
I'm gonna say something wilder. She's also allowed them to use the for her body.
Right. Right. She's a gorgeous girl, absolutely gorgeous. And she pulls them in with her looks and everything, but they're not staying.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
like that Will, is kind of standing firm on this, but he is still allowing himself to be intimate with her in different ways. He's giving her the verbal affirmations. And here's the also nagging part, y'all. The nagging part for me was when he got home after the business trip and he just want to cuddle on the couch. You sure you don't want something? I can get you a drink. He's like, shh, shh, shh.
Just sit down.
Yes. Just
You know
enjoy
what?
the moment.
I was trying to clock what is annoying him because I could tell something about her was annoying him, and I figured it out. If you notice, especially when he was away, he was trying to allude that he was missing her a little bit, but she was trying to ask the question, "Do you miss me? Do you miss me?" And then all of a sudden, she started using this girly voice.
Yes.
I was like, I saw his face when she started using it. He was like, well, why are you doing that? Like, and I don't think it's the first time she's used it. So I'm like, oh, yeah, that is. Yes, sit down. Just sit down someplace. Sit down. So, yeah, use that country talk. I'm from South Carolina. Sit down. Okay?
Yeah, it's that, oh my God, you're so cute. Look at the muscles and your tattoos.
I don't want to you miss me. I'm like, okay,
You
no.
look so good. That's a handsome man right there. I mean, oh.
It was too much. She already has a very soft voice. So to her to go super girly, you know what? I give you an example. I make it very clear. He wants a woman, and she's coming off like a little girl.
He wants a grown woman.
Yes, because I have an issue with that. I like grown women. Don't talk to me like a little girl.
He wants a grown woman to do grown woman things. And here's the other thing. Brittany ain't about that. Brittany did ask for a man that is experienced between the sheets. And she is not allowing that man to be experienced between the sheets. But again, we're being very delicate with Brittany because I'm like, girl, stop trying to pressure that man for his eggplant. It is not it. This is how you look. You're looking not only thirsty, but desperate.
She is. I thought we established that in her own talking when she was talking about herself from past relationships.
Yes, it's the desperation of trying to convince this man, you need to sleep with me.
I didn't want to see it, but I was halfway expecting it. Like it's like she's another one that we said earlier. She made a very blanket statement saying that she did not want the type of relationship she saw her parents have. Right? No affection. To the point that she's trying to be overly affectionate and everything. But on her terms though. Because she'll freak out if something don't go right. Then she think it should go. It should go exactly like this in her mind. And when it doesn't do that, she flips out. Like, oh my God, you brought this in.
A right to go to Africa. Yes, they have been making progress. I more see, Will is finally taking the lead in that, and he is totally trying to wrangle her into, just sit down somewhere and let us just coast. I think it may be anxiety there. But again, they both need to ask what do they want from each other. It's
And
Trey, so how would you act if you were brought into her home like Will was?
honestly, I didn't. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really see what Will did wrong, really, because it was weird to me. Okay, you're showing off your home. It was a beautiful home. I liked it. I was like, okay, cool. I would have acted the same way he did. This is nice. This is nice. It's clean. It's nice. It smells good. That's what's up. What else am I supposed to say? Oh my God, look at these crown moldings. It is just so excellent. Woo! Man, vaulted ceilings? Oh my goodness, is that echo in here? Like, what do you want me to say?
Two-story entrance? Dita
Oh
the
my
Explorer, welcome
God,
in. Yes.
are
Yes.
these
What
wooden
the hell?
doors? Are this real wood? Is it pressed? Like, what do you want me to say? What? Like,
He
yeah,
was
she was,
very respectful. He took his
yes.
shoes off while she
Take the
didn't. It
shoes
is
off.
her home. It is her
Take
home.
the shoes off. That's what's up.
I
You
take
know what
my
I'm
shoes
saying?
off.
He gave it a great compliment. It smells good, which is a big
Yes.
thing for most people. It smells good and it looks clean. She already got two pluses in my mind. I'm like, hey, this is better than the other girl from the other show. I like this.
Right. Right.
Oh, girl, except for that bed situation. Listen, I'm still not liking this blanket situation. I don't know what's just weird to me. It's just still weird to me. I need a comforter set, okay? not, not some white sheets over the bed and a whole stack of blankets on this little rack that you just pull
Remember,
off.
she doesn't sleep between the sheets.
I
Remember.
know it's weird. It's still weird to me. It's still very weird. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Everything. The rest of the house was nice though. This house was nice. I was like, this is cool. I,
And we see his home. He's more coordinated and organized.
yes, yes. She, yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. He did have a point. She was trying to bring too many clothes over there at one
Right.
time. I was like, what are you doing with all this? What are you going to, you're not going to wear, you going for 3 outfit chains in a day? No, you're not. So why are you bringing all of this? Like, for you to pack it up and bring it back.
Now it's tradition for ladies to overpack.
There's overpacking and then there's just overpack.
She brought a third of her clothes over, and she still hadn't unpacked by the time they had a visit by the expert, by
That
Dr.
wasn't even
Pascal.
a third. Did you see her closet? Her
It
closet
was
was over
it was
full.
packed.
It was packed up in there. Her closet was over full. That wasn't a third. That was
Uh,
barely a fraction.
And I wonder if she had more. I wonder if she had more in another closet.
That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, she got the whole house. Might as well.
Just Angela, she said, "Cut the talk. They ain't not gonna make it."
Probably not. Probably not. He unfortunately he clocked her from the very beginning. Because if you notice, they are both very intelligent, but he's outsmarting her.
Oh yes.
He's
Oh yes.
outsmarting her. It's making it look a certain type of way. It's crazy. It's crazy. I was like, so somebody told a joke he made earlier about her big head. First of all, I thought that was a very good joke. It was a good joke. I laughed. I was like, that's pretty good right there. I like that right there. Worked
Because
it right on it.
you ain't a big head.
I do have a big head.
Okay.
That's why I can appreciate it. I'm like, oh, that's a good one. I'm gonna use that one on somebody. Don't think too much.
But he, but he did call her. He did apply. You know, he
Yeah.
did. When she said she always wanted to kiss on the top of the castle, he did do that. He did call her every night. But as you
Mhm.
said, she is being a little too juvenile in a grown marriage.
Yes. Like I don't think he didn't come here to marry a little kid, little girl. He came here to marry a grown woman.
Yeah. And
You
what's to say? I wouldn't put it past that. We try to be a little exploratory
know.
on top of the sheets because we don't go between the sheets.
It's weird.
Exploratory, and we could have freaked out. That could have been a freak out.
Oh my God, he pulled my sheets off. Stop. Okay. Stop. Stop. Stop it. Okay. I'm buying you a comforter set. All right. I gotta sleep under some covers. Daggone it.
Well,
And you know
you
what?
can share her blankets.
Those are single blankets. They're not double
Yes, I
blankets.
understand.
It's
I
single
understand.
blankets. So
I
that
know.
means she get a blanket, you get a blanket.
They shared the gray one, but he said no eating in the bed.
They ain't mad at that. Good rule. Because I ain't trying to be wiping crumbs out, all over the place or whatever.
He also complimented her I did see it that she constantly needs to feel seen and appreciated. So when she was cooking, he said, "I enjoy the view. You're looking good. Okay, I good. Okay." Hey, Miss Wilson. It reminds you of Idris. Ooh, Iris and Keith. Yes, yes, it does.
Yeah.
She sleeps like she's in prison on top of a made bed. Ooh, yes.
Weird. That is weird. Okay.
This is my first time seeing you in here, Dina the Explorer, and you are fitting right in, and you've got the good zingers. I love it. I love it.
And she
Oh,
was she what shows correct. It was making him uncomfortable.
yeah. You're constantly complimenting him because she's giving him what she needs. The
Mm-hmm.
constant, talking about how it is wonderful. You look good. Oh, you look scrumptious. My husband, that's what she wants. That's not what he wants.
She is extremely needy.
Yes.
She is extremely needy. And I would have a difficult time with that. Being that needy. Like, yo, nah, stop. Just stop. You know? I don't know. It's weird. Like I said before, I think a part of him likes her, but she keeps doing little things that makes him pause and be like,
I need the question about the passwords to these two. I need Dr. Pia's questions to these two. Are we having each other's passwords? Are we communication with exes? I need that with these two.
that might be a diabolical answer from the both of them.
Right. That's why I need it.
Because he probably still has some exes that he's still in contact with, perhaps loosely. And I wouldn't be surprised if some exes still have access to her.
Do they want access after 3 months?
Why not?
Okay.
Don't mean you got to be with them. Just got access.
Yes, y'all know I like throwing gasoline on the fire. Y'all know I like that. They get Pastor Cal to get the the good hugging on, get them back to being physically at least closer. Okay, we know they're necking now. Okay, we know they're being at least making out a little bit. But I need the gasoline, the gasolina. I need
You
to
know
know
what it reminds me of?
share passwords. Are you talking to any exes?
You know what it reminds me of? Wow, Marcus, Diane has the password to Terry's cell phone. Can you believe that? He got the password to his cell phone.
So
How
here's
about
what I
you
need.
give me the password, Marcus?
I need them to have the couples dinner together or have a cookout, and then they ask, "What did the experts do?" Oh, they ask us to share passwords. Oh, honey, really? Well, what about us, honey? Would you let me have your password? That's what I need. Oh, it looked like Brittany wasn't the only calls he was making. Oh,
All right, let's not make this diabolical now. Okay.
not Brittany gonna turn into Michaela.
Wow. Yo, are we seeing similar vibes? Are we seeing similar vibes? Yo, did we not say some of the same things about Michaela when she first popped on the scene?
Yes.
Oh no. No. We can't have a repeat of them years ago, the men against the women. It was ridiculous. We can't have this. We can't have it this time, y'all.
We can't have another Michaela. Well, at least they weren't telling us that they were, sleeping together.
Who? Michaela? Well, they were
Mm.
sleeping together.
But we didn't know right away.
Yeah, we did. She told everybody. She told everybody.
I mixed up with somebody else. Yes, she did. She did tell everybody.
She
He
told
wasn't. He wasn't telling, but she was.
yeah, he was trying to, like, you gotta tell everybody. He was trying to, keep it respectable. She was like, oh, he did this to me. Like, acting crazy. See, and you notice that was the last time they actively stopped using the cameras inside the houses too. Because it was exposing everything. She was acting a fool, going crazy. Like
We
he
need the
just went
cameras back.
he
We
just
need
went to go
cameras in the
get
houses.
coffee. You remember he went to go get coffee and
Yes.
she started wilding out, packing up. He left me. He come back. What's going on? He's like, well, where did you go? You left. He's like, I went to go get coffee. What the hell? I told you I was going. I told you this morning.
Did he
Now,
also walk the dog or
yeah,
something?
he walked the dog. Now he was a little diabolical as his daggone self. We knew that, but but Kayla was taking us through it. He was taking us through there. Yes, Hurricane Brittany. We're gonna pray to God we don't get a Hurricane Brittany. All right, we're gonna pray to God we don't get a Hurricane Brittany because
If
she
all
already
your rela-
crashed out a little bit.
if all your relationships only last 3 months, you might be a little volatile.
I'm saying, what's going on with that? Why is it always 3 months though? Like
I
that's
mean,
weird.
I mean, it could be, the Steve Harvey effect of the 90-day rule.
Maybe.
After 90 days, she's kind of done with them if it hasn't progressed. So it can be, act like a lady, think like a man. It could be that effect.
Or was she holding out on those 90 days, then finally gave in? But by that time, the guys, were so turned off by her personality, they were just waiting to get it so they can go.
Well, that was very sweet of you for thinking that she's going to hold out on everybody else when she was quick to jump on Will.
I was, as you said earlier, I was trying to give her some credit.
Thank you. That's why I'm
I was
acknowledging the fact that you are giving her. That was very nice of you. I'm acknowledging it.
trying to, I was trying to, hold
And
out,
Dina said
whatever.
no. She don't withhold 90 days, clearly.
Yeah, she's used to the relationships moving fast, so quick burn and then out of there.
Yeah.
Quick burn and
Yeah.
out of there. I keep trying to
So,
figure out if I would have seen her on the street, would I approach? I might, but the moment she start talking,
yes,
I might back off. Like, nah, I'm feeling the
you
vibe for
definitely
you.
would. She's a gorgeous girl. She's, lovely brown skin. You would definitely approach Trey. You get a drink, and the minute she start talking about Jeopardy and her sisters and her parents, you would dip. Notice
No,
Brittany ain't talk about religion yet.
which I still go back to what I said earlier. It's really interesting that they put her with someone who's agnostic and then have him talk to her family, who obviously is religious Baptist and whatnot, firm believers. They're talking like their daughter's on the same low. Is she? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. That's
Don't
correct. We
know.
don't know. We don't know. We
We
haven't
don't
heard
know.
it. That doesn't mean the conversation hasn't been had. It could be that
Yeah.
production hasn't shown it. But definitely Brittany and Will, I still don't think they're going to work out, but they do look like they're progressing in these 3 episodes.
Yeah.
They
It was definitely a little better.
It was definitely better. So let's go to the main event. Ding 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 ding.
Oh boy, here we go.
And before we talk about the main event, this is the only one I have a clip for. Okay. This is the only one that they had a clip on their site for. Let me go grab it. I didn't grab it before the show, but let's look at it now.
In a long time, so like I don't know what should be right and fair maybe my expectations just weren't on the right level. And when I found out you had a dog, and I was like, okay, that's totally cool. Found out that you like sleeping with the bed. Basically realized that was a non-compromise. Like, that's gonna happen. It's like, okay, like I accept that and I'm okay with it. I guess I'm coming from the perspective too. Like, I feel like I've been compromising.
But I also feel like I compromise a lot too.
On what?
I just feel like you act like you're compromising on a lot. And I mean, like,
give me some examples.
I mean, like the cleaning thing. You may not feel like it's big, but I feel like it's a pretty big compromise for me to even be like, yeah, that's fine.
To use different kinds of products that are cleaner.
Are you being a dick?
I mean, I'm just trying to say, like, I'm compromising a lot, and then...
And I'm not.
I haven't had a...
Okay.
The dog is the barometer. That dog love him more.
Oh yeah, that dog definitely love him more.
She like, get me away from her. The energy, I can't take it. I'd rather be with you. The dog, how you talking about the dog, and the dog coming up to you, showing you more love than your current wife is. Energy, boy. Dogs are big on energy.
So here's the thing, okay? Yeah, she is exhausting. So what happened this week is Megan and Derek, as you see, they are talking about her dog. The dogs, I think, were introduced. The animals were introduced way too early. But her dog walker brought the dog over. And then Megan expects that before she leaves for work, and if she's late for work, for Derek to handle her dog. As a responsible dog owner, especially since Derek hasn't, as he said, hasn't had a pet, he doesn't know what's right or wrong for this dog. Your baby. He didn't want to make the mistakes. So again, you're throwing him into responsibility. It should be nice to do the dog walking. And also, when they eventually did walk the dog together, the dog was walking next to him because the dog already grew used to him walking him. Mm-hmm. Also with this, what Megan is talking about, y'all, is that he likes to clean with more natural products, things with non-toxins. And what he loves to clean with is vinegar. And if you look at my recap, I gave you all a tip on how to, if you're going to use white vinegar, how to make it scented with your essential oils, because oil and water don't mix, but there's a way to do it. And that's in my recap. So she doesn't like the vinegar smell, as I would think. Even if you dilute, you have to dilute it, y'all. Half and half. It is still a scent you have to get used to unless you use your oils or other things. But she's not used to it. She doesn't like it. And she is saying she's compromising on how the house smells. And she doesn't like that he's taking a dig about how she uses toxic things. So again, I'm wondering what is going on. Why is she this much at him? And the only other major thing they talked about is children. He talked to his friend. They brought it back. You know, he said, hey, my friend wants to know, and that's where he made a mistake. No, he wants to know, Derek, if she's serious about having kids. Derek, that was foolishness to ask her. This woman went through the process of freezing her eggs. And if anyone knows that process, she has to be taking shots. She has to go through a procedure. And she's also paying for those eggs to be stored. She is serious about being a parent. So I need you to get out my face with asking if she wants to have kids. What you could ask is, are you open to surrogacy? If she doesn't want to have all 3 kids, are you open to surrogacy? That to me was wild. What did you think about Megan and Derek? And touch on the, you don't put the toilet seat down.
Oh boy, the dog situation. You know, seems like she's trying to turn a dirt mound into an anthill. It's kind of ridiculous. This is your dog, okay? You are responsible for this pet, not him, ultimately. Yes, it'd be nice if he could get used to helping you out, taking over, but you just can't, like you say, thrust your pet onto him. That's crazy. You know, still irresponsible. he was correct in calling on this, that, and third. And it was telling that when he answered, when she defensively set up again and immediately tried to reverse the situation by saying, "Oh, I've been compromising too." He asked what he'd been compromised on. She didn't really have an answer. You know, what, vinegar spray? Okay. Boo-hoo. Okay, what? It was a non-argument. And then she tried to push it further by, you know, I don't part of me, maybe he was being a little smart, but I think he was actually asking the question, like, what? Use vinegar? Like, what? She was like, "Oh, you trying to be a dick?" And I think
compromising, having a whole living being in the bed with you is different from cleaning products.
exactly. And he's sitting there looking like, you could tell he wanted to keep going, but he checked himself. He's like, "No, that's not going to lead me anywhere positive." You know what I'm saying? Because he just like Pat, he's been learning his wife, her move swings. He's like, "Nah, I can't go down. I can't go down that road. I gotta figure this out." But this leads to the pregnancy talk in question. I am not upset with him bringing the conversation up. It needs to be discussed. He has been trying to have this discussion with her on multiple occasions. She keeps deflecting it in one way or another form. She keeps doing it. So, in that aspect, I can kind of understand the question, how it was phrased. It just was phrased terribly. He shouldn't have asked the way he did it. That's my only issue with Derek. Is how he's asking some of these questions. Yet it's hard for me to get on him about it, because how else is he supposed to ask him? Any of the way he asks him, he's getting chewed out. You know, she's breathing fire like she's Drogon or something, burning him alive. Like, you know what? She is Vagar. the old dragon. The old.
That's all she understands is Dracarys.
Like, yo, unfortunately, you know what it is? And it is her greatest fear. She is her mother. I'm sorry. Yes, she is her mother. And when we first came in this, she pretty much in so many words, you saw it. That was her greatest fear. She didn't want to be her. But unfortunately, just from that little snippet that we saw of her mother, she's just like her. And Lord have mercy.
And we don't know. Let's talk about it all. I don't think we remember when her last relationship was.
Years. It was years.
I think it was, I think she was years. And that's what, before we leave, we got to answer that question. I'm going to put a star next to that. Go answer that question. We need to go back to Pat and Rhonda about that question.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go back. We'll circle back before we end it. But we don't. It's been years for her. Derek, we know he's been around the world and dated all kinds of ladies. I wonder if this is a little too tame and vanilla for Derek. I wonder if Derek wanted a little more spice.
I don't think it's the vanilla of it all. The two main issue is, two main issues. It's not a physical aspect or issue with them, obviously.
Right.
Not a physical one. It's literally trying to get on the same page and how they handle conflicts with one another.
Can you imagine them having kids and have to be mom and dad in the house?
Yeah. No, I cannot. No, I
but
cannot.
They are the raw dogs, okay?
Yes. You know what? Going back to that pregnancy thing, the reason why I had an issue with it, it's not that his friend brought up the question. It's the fact that Derek used the wrong part of the question.
But the fact that he used his friend. You don't need to say
your
your friend.
I was about to bring that up. The one part of that question his friend was asking, I know that you want kids and you want at least 2 or 3. How does she feel about that and whatnot? Is she willing to go through that with you? Whatever. Because I know it's a stickler for you. That was where his friend question was coming from. Now, I don't think the friend knows that. I don't think Derek told him that, yes, they had the conversation about kids. It's just they haven't been on the same page about the conversation. So the friend is just spitballing the question from how he sees it because he knows his friend. Now, what Derek messed up at, I was talking to my friend and he had a question. No, bro, you had the question. And number one, the question that you pose is not the question that you've been asking. He said he used his friend's question, does she even want kids? Shouldn't have used that. That was the question. Because like you said, she froze her eggs and that third. I don't think it's a question that she want kids. Y'all's issue is how many children do you want?
Right.
That's the question that he keeps bringing up and she keeps deflecting from. Because he said he would like 2 or 3. She's now when I say this does give leeway to her for his friend's question. She specifically said, I will only maybe do 1.
Right.
Only maybe do 1. And I think that's the part that he got his mind hooked up on. Only maybe do 1.
And that's the question. That is a legitimate question to ask, but how is it? Is it of your body? Because she did say she's afraid of pain. You know, again, she's afraid of pain, but also I think, I know how you talk about mansplain. I feel like I need to womansplain because it's like, dude, she is putting her life on the line to bring life into this world. What do you not understand? And she said she's afraid of the pain. She has told you she's afraid of the pain. What is it about that you don't get? And you're clueless as far as freezing eggs too. It's giving me, he wants to have kids. Let's do this. Let's get it done. But you don't even know what the process involves. Well, I got a womansplain.
I think that's my issue with it all. He keeps asking her, we need to talk about this subject. All of that is encompassing. She always shut the subject down. Like when she said, it's about the pain, she kind of, if you notice, her voice rose and she got biting with it. It's a pain. Oh my God. I can't stand the pain, whatever. Almost caused him to back up. Like, well, okay. And it never went back to it again. And that was the second time he had brought it up. The second time.
But yet
so they never get past it. They never get past it.
Yet he's blushing when he say he's gonna be howling for her in the room later.
Well, they was still on vacation. So them howlers was funny. That shit was hilarious.
That is a short, y'all. If y'all want to see clips of the show and my little commentary, I do have shorts that give you of all the shows that I'm covering, okay? And that one is in there where Derek says, I'll howl for you like that later.
Yeah, it was cute. Probably did. Like I said, their physical interaction is not the issue. It's how they actually conversate with one another and their conflict resolution with one another.
Here's this from my life. Here, this is a wonderful thought.
Could be. And if that's the case, honestly, that's something you need to talk about with him. Because he's not a mind reader. If this is part of your fears, he needs to know this.
And
so he can understand it.
Also, this is Texas. Considering the political climate,
they got laws. They got certain laws.
Texas have some laws as far as if she did have that kind of carriage. Okay?
Certain laws.
Yeah. So if she did, she probably gone through a whole bunch.
Again, and I think he can even have grace for that, but you got to have the deep conversation about it. This is not just surface level.
But when is she not agitated?
She's always agitated. She is the consummate my way or the highway. And he ain't going for it. If you notice, he's not going for that.
She's her mother's child, but she's her mother's child.
He's trying to be soft about it and be, monotone concern and everything, but he ain't jacking for you running over him. If you notice, he's not jacking for that. We ain't doing that. Okay, you're going to respect me as a man. Nah, we ain't doing this. And it putting heads like crazy. So it's like, yo, but the flip out, it's like, wow. The flip out is,
yeah, they do. They needed deeper with their meeting with the expert. And I don't know, I didn't expect him to be the gold jacket type. I didn't expect him to be the glitter and all of that. Yes, he likes his maybe it's because of the electronic music, but I did not expect him, because she said he dressed her.
He dressed her?
Yes, she said when Pastor Cal came, she said he wants us to coordinate. So he, the shoes and the skirt. Okay, so I'm wondering if because he got the wig bros, maybe that's where it stems from. They dress like that for their concerts.
Oh yeah, he did say that, didn't he?
Right.
Okay. Yeah, he's Indian, he's country. It's already a strange mix.
Dina bringing the live at 5 news. Well, her IG reflects no baby bump. That could be old photos too.
Mm-hmm.
It could be. But yes, Megan needs to emotionally self-regulate. You need to be able to be in uncomfortable positions and still be able to have a conversation. And even if he's questioning you whether you do want to be a mother or not, I think that is he's being obtuse. How can someone be paying for their eggs to be frozen and you question whether they want to be a parent? Question how many, but don't question that. Now, for my Texas people in the chat, okay, I'm in Georgia, okay? For my Texas people in the chat or people around Texas, and maybe Trey, why do we have office buildings in the storage site? What is that?
It's a corporate storage site. Well, it's
corporate storage site. That's to store stuff, not to have a full-fledged office and you drive through.
I've seen that. It's just a different way of using storage spaces for offices or whatever. I've seen it before.
In hot Texas, you gonna put me in steel?
Oh, here's the air conditioning. The air conditioning.
Okay, that at least is a bane off. But that looks like full-fledged offices. What?
The whole facility is enclosed. The whole facility is enclosed.
That's what and they drive through it, and I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, but the whole facility is enclosed, so it's air conditioned, heated.
Okay, the whole facility. Okay.
Yeah, they cost some. That place you renting out of cost some money, which is crazy.
Well, yeah, because some places look like it's there's an upstairs and a downstairs. Mm-hmm. She got a pool table. She got a full office in there, and I'm like, it just doesn't scream professional to me because I gotta roll up this steel door. It's actually it's like if they wanted to upgrade the flea market.
They would never use it as that's campus space. It's like they would call it, I think it would be classified as industrial office space. But it would never be used for storage as you think it would be. Pretty much each roll-up door is probably his own business. Each roll-up door would probably be his own business. And it may be cheaper than commercial property. I've right. It probably would be.
I just never saw it before.
I've seen it twice. I've seen them in LA. I've definitely seen them in LA.
Never seen it.
Where did I see another one there? I was in Oklahoma when I saw another one. Yeah, that was in Oklahoma.
Dina's telling us her gym is in a warehouse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I've never seen that before.
You just renovate them.
I understand its purpose. It's just I see it as a storage facility or as a flea market. Now you're trying to make it high-end office space, and I'm like, that ain't what that is. I know what that is.
Did you see her roll up that door? It definitely looked like that.
It did look like that. I was like, where's the glass doors in the front?
It didn't need it. I should just roll that sucker up. Go through.
Wow. I looked at that and I was like, wow. What in the world is this? This is a whole new place. It's cheaper and it's a clean slate. Okay.
Yep.
I just
Yep.
never saw it before. I will have to make, a trip to some place to actually see it.
I mean, I've seen it with regular storage facilities. People would rent them out and turn them into small offices or whatever they wanted.
Well, not offices to have people come over to have a meeting.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh hell no!
I've seen it. Matter of fact,
And the
especially
U-Haul, like unit.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yes, I've seen it. I've definitely seen that.
They must have come from Texas or where it
I
originated
don't know
from.
where they come from, but I've seen it. You know, it's the L cheaper way to do it. It's definitely the L cheaper way to do it, but it's done.
With the pool table and the chandelier and the
Not that much. It'd be like little small. Say you just started a business, but you need some type of space or whatever. You can get probably a little small 10 by whatever.
It's beautiful.
Stuff for your desk and stuff like that. You know,
absolutely beautiful. I will say that the walkthrough that they did, and they drive up, and you could park in front of your unit or whatever. It's absolutely beautiful. I just had never seen that before.
Yeah, we actually. The most I've seen it as is usually with automotive things, like I watch a lot of automotive channels, whatever. You know, people.
I've seen it for automotive storage, but not an office space.
But no, it'll be a business. They use it as a garage and a size, like a little small. It'd be like the big garage part. They use like a 9x9 for a small office.
Dina, yes, people are living in storage units now, showering at the gyms around the country. It is, a sad state of affairs. I have seen that. Some of them are using, buckets at the storage facility. Definitely. It is not meant to be a living option, but yes, people are using that as a living option. I just never saw it as commercial space at all. It was very interesting and eye-opening. So I kind of forgot about them for a minute and had to rewind and look at it again and then get back into Megan and Derek's issues.
Yeah.
But I think hers is very nice. The entire area is nice. But here's the thing. I think Derek is meant to mellow her out a bit. Because
I think that's why they put her with her.
Right. She is all about business. She's her mama's child. She's all about business. And he's like, well, have you played pool? Have you done the ring toss?
It's just sitting there, which is crazy, but it's just sitting there.
It's to look good, but it's not to use.
Staged.
Yes.
She's a staged person.
And that is what I think, because to have the dog, yet you leave the dog to a man you just met and married, everything is staged to look good.
She cares about the looks of it all. Like, it has to look good. It has to fit within her mindset, the look, And
that's probably why she don't want to talk about having more than one baby.
Yeah. And that's going to be a point of contention if he wants multiple kids.
But why are we here, Megan? And she called him into the bathroom like we ain't mic'd up.
Because she doesn't want, she wants to deal with things on her own terms. I mean, you got to look at the situation. First off, you could tell her family is not that supportive that she's doing this. Number one. So she's bucking the system already. Number two, her mom has pretty much told her that you're not going to make it. That man's going to run from you.
If they still together after 6 months, you could come by the house.
Crazy.
What she told his parents.
That's crazy work. So now you got her, playing that in the back of her head, right? Okay. Yeah. Now, put on top of that, she is probably closer to her mother than she wants to realize that she is. So you're doing nothing but proving her right. Yeah. Ouch.
but she wants to do her own thing. She doesn't want to be the family business. She wants to show she can be a success. Oh, totally understand that. But again, mom and daddy, they are still together. But I don't see Megan, even being able to speak to Derek and go through a process and be
You know what?
uncomfortable. It's okay to be uncomfortable.
You know what? I just thought about something. I didn't looking at Megan. She looks to be pretty successful in her real estate venture because
Yes.
she does commercial real estate. Okay, it's a
Right.
bit different than regular real estate. She looks to be pretty successful. You know, the funny thing is, she's still looking for validation from her own parents in her success. She's not getting it.
Right. Because they expect success to be being part of the family business.
Of the family business that they view as
Right.
success,
Successful.
not what her view is.
So, well, here's the thing. That's the other one. This is the relationship with two different political views because he seems more kumbaya.
She seems a little more liberal.
Yes.
He does seem. Well, you know what? It's gonna be crazy to sound. He actually sounds. Derek comes off to me a tad bit more centralist Republican.
Could be, yes. That is not weird to say. And you need to explain that for a week. We have foreign guests that listen.
He still has very much right wing Republican political views, conservative, but it's not going to be on the level as, quote, just use them as an example, as the Magna crowd.
Right.
It's
right.
not going to be fanatical.
Right. He's young.
Yes.
He's still got some wiggle room.
Yes, he's not indoctrinated into that foolishness, but he does agree with some of the policies that might come out from that side. It's just not all the way right. It's more aligned to the middle right, because I'm more aligned to middle left.
We don't need to because I ain't expressing my political views at all. That
always your choice.
Y'all been around here, y'all know I don't disclose. But definitely I can see that with Derek, or he could be, more liberal or whatever. But I can see that also as being a source of contention with them. Even if we are arguing about cleaning products, we argue about vinegar and water.
I'm telling you.
And he's the one cleaning. Okay? She ain't got to clean the daggone thing. If that's what we arguing about, and he could be a sucker for punishment too, because some people like to start arguments so that we can make up.
I think he has a wall for that. For some reason, I think he has a wall for that. They ain't gonna be but so much. Ain't gonna be but so much until he like, you know what?
Here's another thing that that could be explosive with them. Derek went and shared with the men what's going on. He told the men exactly what's going on. Megan said, I don't want to share with the women. I don't want them in my marriage.
Well, that's funny. Even though Derek was sharing, if you notice how he shared it, it wasn't.
I think it was edited. The way he said he told them everything. I think it was edited down so we don't have to hear it again. But I think he told them everything. And people going to have pillow talk and realize Megan been withholding information.
Yeah. Either way, I knew it was going to be an issue. Because she... And the funny thing is, I don't think the women believed her anyway when she said everything was cool.
Right. They didn't. They just let her go. They let her slide.
All right, Megan. All right, Megan.
So because we're at the 2:23 mark, and y'all please make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you have hit the like. We're gonna run back to Rhonda and Pat for a second, but y'all, tomorrow is going to be unscripted, where this woman is with this man and says she's never reached the land of Oz. She's never had an orgasm with this man. So we're going to give our unsolicited advice tomorrow at 5 p.m. EST. And remember, the time clock moves back here stateside tonight at about 2 or 3 a.m. And also, it's tonight. And then also tomorrow, I am also covering MAFS UK with JRX TV. But let's go back to Pat and Rhonda for just a quick second, y'all, because the question that was asked earlier, I'm going to pull it back up. Do we know when her last relationship was? We don't really know with Rhonda. She said years, but here's the thing with Pat. She said 3 years. She said
Yes,
3 years.
3 years.
Here's
This
what I'm
is
going to
the
use this question on Pat. Pat said to Rhonda his last relationship was 6 months ago.
No, his was 6 months that lasted 3 years.
It lasted 3 years, but it ended 6 months ago.
Hers was longer than that.
Yes, long time.
Like 7. It was like
Yes,
7 or something like that.
long time. But here's the thing. When did that breakup happen and your application to the show?
Good question. We don't know.
I smell an overlap.
Could be.
Yes, the question was for another couple, but I want to bring that question up for these two because they no way this show is running your background check, applications, testing, and all that stuff. And all of a sudden we are at your wedding 6 months later.
6 months ago.
Ain't no way.
Ended, but we really don't know when he applied.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the key to it all. He could apply it right after.
Does this show run through the applications and have you ready for wedding in 3 months?
Yes. We actually experienced that when we was in Chicago with what's her name? The chick don't like to work and had no place to stay. Carla. She actually was explaining her timeline for when she is.
But she acted like she was fast tracked through.
It was still within 3 months, and the same thing happened down in San Diego with the black chick that was put out with that black guy. Theirs was 3 months as well.
Okay, because I'm thinking the show they go through and try to find people and go through applications, and then they have to weed it down. It takes more than 6 months for production.
I don't know. Mass production has always been interesting. The only thing we do know, at least I don't know how Peacock is doing it now. The only thing we did know beforehand is that they don't let them know that they have found the match until 2 weeks prior.
Right. But you have to kind of know because the film crew is coming around.
No, which is weird, but it's still their film crew is afterwards. They let them know the initial call is 2 weeks prior.
Understood. Understood. But I'm saying,
when is the process started?
Right. When did they reach out to Pat, or when did Pat apply? I need to know application date.
That's always a question.
And his breakup date.
That's always a question.
Because that 6 months to me is real quick after a 3-year long relationship.
This is not the first time something like this happened. We've had many contestants on this show.
It's the first time someone of a particular age.
This age, yes. But this is not the first time this has happened. Where you have contestants. Oh, yeah, but that black couple from San Diego. She had just had a relationship.
Right.
A few weeks or so right before she was told that she was coming out here. And
we have Love is
we have about that.
Yeah, we have Love is Blind Minnesota, where the lady was with her ex Friday before she left for the show on Monday.
That was crazy. And they're trying to defend her like that's not crazy.
I never defended her. Yeah, you were going on a show with the intention to get married.
Yeah, like what is happening? Like what?
You knew you were on the show more than 2 days before the show.
Yeah.
So that I couldn't understand. But this whole thing with Pat, I just was like, Pat, this is worrying me, and I understand why it worries Rhonda. But Rhonda is giving me like she's an older version of Megan because she ran. And she ran with that dog.
So to me, it's like Pat is too soon and Rhonda is too late.
Yeah.
I would have the same concerns 7 years ago. Wait a minute, what you been doing?
Right.
Like I got questions, just like I would ask Pat, like, bro, 6 months ago, hold on, you need to explain that.
Did you live with her? Did she live with you and your mom?
It doesn't feel like It doesn't
It
feel like
doesn't feel like it. Doesn't feel like it. But
it
that was
just
the only thing.
that's
Yeah.
3 years. You know, they're probably the same type of situation Rhonda's actually looking for.
Yeah,
But Pat
come over
wants
sometime. Well,
more. Yeah, Pat wants more. He wants the marriage
yes,
key.
yes,
So
he
it's
does.
interesting.
Very interesting. That's the only reason I wanted to tack back to Pat and Rhonda. But y'all, thank you so much for being here. Definitely, thank you for all of the newcomers. Glad to see you, Dina. Hope you'll come back and chat with us here. We do have 2 lives tomorrow. As I said, Married at First Sight UK will be at noon EST. The unsolicited advice segment where we talk about, give our advice for people who ask the internet. That'll be at 5 p.m. EST. Monday nights, members, that is your member live. We're talking about his girlfriend was licking the wrong lollipop at someplace. So we will dig into that story in the member live, which is 8 p.m. EST on Monday nights. But we will be back next week. This is probably, I don't know. We may move this to 5 p.m. since we no longer have Love is Blind Denver taking up our time. That way Trey can actually go have some sleep at a decent time. But I appreciate Trey being here. Y'all, Unscripted on Friday nights is where we talk about whatever the chat wants to talk about. We talk about music. We have trivia. We have a good time. That is a rundown for the folks who are new here. We have a good time on this channel. We do hold people accountable. We question both sides. And we do like to have a little fun. Trey, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, all of you. Have a good night. And like I always say, I'll see you on the next one.